Fucking hell. Okay. Okay, luckily those are all just ads. Okay, we are live for the Nintendo Direct. There's a lot of leaks for this Direct. Like, apparently the Ocarina of Time remake will be closing out the Direct, which is pretty exciting if I have to say so myself. And yeah, Sorry, it's my bad. Let me just check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's not even current. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's cool. Testing.
Music can be selected from your vehicle's touchscreen. Also available. You can see.
Sorry, I was just testing audio. Seems like we're all good. The stream is running exceptionally, not great, but exceptionally. I'll take it. Yeah, that was chaotic. So my stream was running like shit, and it's because I forgot to update Windows. So I went to go update Windows. I clicked the update button. It took like 2 minutes to do. And then I get in there and it's like 10 minutes before the showcase. And then I see this screen and I'm like, oh fuck, they started it early. But then I came to the realization while I was freaking out that this is literally just promotional shit. So yeah, we're all good. It starts in a couple minutes. But yeah, so yeah, we're live with the Nintendo Direct. There's a bunch of leaks for this one. There's one main leak. That leak being that apparently the leaked Ocarina of Time remake that was leaked by Nate the Hate, who's an immensely reliable leaker, is apparently going to be closing out this show. An Ocarina of Time remake. I don't usually like to broadcast Nintendo stuff because I don't like Nintendo games. I do own a Switch 2. I'm not the biggest fan of Nintendo games themselves. They've just really never been my sort of games. We'll make a little special exception. Because, well, again, there will be, there might be an Ocarina of Time remake, so. Which I actually am looking forward to, if that is true. But then again, it's coming from Nate the Hate, so. Very reliable leaker. Like, probably one of the best, if I have to say so myself. But just so you guys are wanting, I will be muting a little bit through this, because I am eating. I know it is, like, almost 12 o'clock at night, but, you know. It's just how I roll. What the fuck? And the Nintendo eShop is now selling anime boy and anime girl feet games. Players can unlock exclusive scenes and close-up perspectives as they progress through the game. I want that one. Okay, sorry. No, that was a little far. He's out of state. She got him dark, so he's calling on a payphone. She say he's back in the morning, okay. He ain't got a girl, she back on her Uber. Now she on that A-train. Oh, what the fuck? Kanye kinda is a fucking weirdo, what the fuck? Biggest question I have about Xbox exclusives is it only Xbox Game Studios titles that are eligible for exclusivity? I know ABK franchises can't be exclusive, but what about ZeniMax titles? They sure can be exclusive. That literally means nothing. Okay, let's go. It's like, oh, they actually can be. Yeah, all of them can be. Again, besides ABK titles because of a contractual obligation. At least I'm pretty sure it's a contractual obligation. I could be wrong. But it's the main question of, will they? And I think that the astounding answer to that is probably no. I just don't see them doing it. I think when they say case-by-case basis, I think if this ends up doing well, this whole Gears of War exclusivity thing, I think if this whole thing ends up doing well, I can definitely see them permanently going back to exclusivities for Xbox first party. Oh, sorry, let me reframe. Xbox Xbox Game Studios games specifically. I don't see them going back with ABK, and I don't see them going back with ZeniMax. But I'm a little iffy on the ABK details. Like, doesn't the ABK thing only apply to Call of Duty? I don't think it applies to Blizzard franchises. I could be very wrong on that, but I don't think it does. So I think they could make them exclusive, but I don't fully know. I'm a little iffy on the details with that one, but they can make them exclusive. They are. They sure can be exclusive, but that doesn't mean that they will be. It's yeah. So I think timed exclusive confirmed. Let's fucking go. Again, I rarely doubt this is gonna happen, and my main reason for that is because Elder Scrolls is historically not just Elder Scrolls, but Bethesda specifically. Maybe now the landscape's a little different. We are in a whole nother generation. And a PC, like the example's bad. It's like Fallout 4. A large amount of Fallout 4 sales came from PS5. It has a like Bethesda's always had like such a massive presence on PS5, you know. But I think most recently it has really shown with Starfield's release. Starfield did kind of poorly on Xbox and PC combined. I know they like to flaunt the whole we got like all these players in there, and it's like, yeah, but how many sales were there? I'm not willing to bet it was. I'm willing to bet it wasn't that high. Let's be completely real here. So yeah, it comes down to that. But then Starfield ended up releasing with PS5, I think earlier this year. I'm pretty sure it was earlier this year, and it came off with a hitch. It was in the top 10 for a month. It topped charts with pre-order sales, and it seemingly did really, really well on PlayStation. You know, it wouldn't shock me if PlayStation is slowly getting up there to become the market share for Starfield. Bethesda games inherently do way too well on PlayStation to just skip the platform. And I know some people go, well, the timed exclusive isn't that. And it's like, I can definitely see the argument. I can definitely see the argument, oh, well, a timed exclusive means they still get the sales over on PlayStation, but it gets a little first look on Xbox. I get where they're coming from. I just don't think they'll do it. They could. I don't think they'll do it. Again, I think when they say case-by-case basis, I think when they talk about franchises that have already come to PlayStation, I think those will continue to come to PlayStation, excluding their major titles like Halo and that. But I think stuff like Hellblade and that will probably continue to come to PlayStation. Like the new Senua was just revealed, and people are like, well, why is that an exclusive but Clockwork is? Why is that isn't an exclusive but Clockwork is an exclusive? And I think that's like the answer to that's really fucking obvious, and it's that Hellblade's always had a really great and big presence on PlayStation. The first game was a timed exclusive for a quick minute, you know, that's thing number one. It sold really well as a timed exclusive, and then the sequel did like pretty poorly on Xbox and PC as an exclusive, and then as soon as it came to PlayStation, it blew up. It sold really, really well. So Senua coming to PlayStation, I think, kind of makes complete sense. I'm just saying. But anyways, let's get into the Nintendo Direct, starting right now. Or in a couple seconds after they're done doing this weird-ass thing, making the Nintendo logo. I'm gonna mute light, because I don't think you guys want to hear me slurping down these couches.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. First, here's a game that's coming to the Nintendo Switch system. Please, take a look at this.
Hello. Beep. My name is Lowell Miss Reeds, and I'm known for my reading aloud skills and more. Beep. I'm here today to help show you the Rhythm Heaven Groove game. Beep.
Rhythm Heaven Groove. Playing this game is pretty simple. Just get into the groove and press the correct button. That's all there is to it. But it's not always the same rhythm. Listen carefully to the beat. Find your flow, and you'll be able to feel the rhythm. 2, 3, 4, now. 2, 3, now. 2, now. 2, 3, now. Over 80 all-new rhythm games are included. And as you play through the game, you can unlock different modes. For example,
The kingdom's everlasting peace rests on your shoulders. Finally, you're awake.
go forth, magician,
I can't lose.
and use the magical power of rhythm to beat monsters. Cast a fire spell with B-A, B-A, and a healing spell with B down A, B down A, like that.
So you really want to fight, huh?
What spells will strike a chord against the foes you face? Groove on and tip the scales to victory.
It's time for the Who's Got Rhythm quiz show.
Plus, there are even more rhythm games in the lineup. Enjoy all of this while playing solo. And
Dan, Emily, Leo, Sarah. We're under attack. Beep.
up to 4 players can enjoy dedicated rhythm games. No
3 o'clock. Beep.
or aim for 3 o'clock on the dot.
Emily got the snack.
There are over 30 cooperative and competitive games to play. Get into the groove solo or with friends when Rhythm Heaven Groove hits the Nintendo Switch system July 2nd. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove for Nintendo Switch. You'll also be able to play it on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Please wait just a little longer for its release. From here, we'll introduce games coming to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on Nintendo Switch. Let's begin with some headlines.
Master the way of the sword.
Let's see your best today.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword, a new entry in the Sword Play Action series, is slashing onto Nintendo Switch 2. Edo-era Kyoto has been overrun by monsters known as Genma. Now, Miyamoto Musashi must prove himself beyond measure. Parry. Deflect. And the powerful counterattack Isen. Master these techniques to strike down the enemies in your path. Oni armaments are also at your disposal to turn the tides of battle. You can even use Joy-Con 2 motion controls to intuitively slay Genma. As fates intertwine, will you cut down those that stand in your way? Onimusha, Way of the Sword, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, September 25th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Your unwritten epic begins. Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen is heading to Nintendo Switch 2. You are the Arisen, a hero burdened with the fate of slaying the dragon who has taken your heart. In this expanded version of Dragon's Dogma 2, explore the new land of Norgan, seek out spoils, then appraise them to reveal new weapons, armor, or skills. With these arms at the ready, take down powerful monsters in this single-player action RPG adventure. From a fighter specializing in close-range combat to a mage skilled in spell casting, choose the vocation that fits your playstyle. Plus, you can lead up to 3 pawns, custom companions who act on their own. When taking on massive monsters, you can climb them to strike their weak points. Fighting alongside your pawns is key to victory. In a world between dark and light, embark on an adventure and tell a tale all your own. What fate awaits the Arisen and their pawns? Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen launches on Nintendo Switch 2, October 9th. Otherworldly endeavors await in these games. Earth has been driven to the brink of annihilation by mysterious life forms called the Naytiba. Now, join Eve on her mission to save humanity and reclaim the planet. Engage in high-speed combat that focuses on timing. Then find your opening and strike. Defeat enemies to acquire new skills. Then strategically deploy them.
I'll
fit
die on
the
this hill.
situation.
I think it was criminal that
Can
PlayStation
you
didn't
save
lock this
humanity?
IP down.
Reclaim Earth for humankind?
I do.
Blade launches on Nintendo
It's such like
Switch 2
an amazingly good IP that they just didn't lock
Blast
down.
off in the two-player co-op
The
adventure.
fuck were you
Orbitals.
doing, PlayStation?
Protect your home in an expedition across the galaxy. There are many interstellar areas to explore. Melt ice to make a path. Activate devices in time with the beat. Escape from incoming enemies and more.
We've had like 2
Brave
rhythm
the
games so
dangers
far.
ahead in your voyage through the stars.
Out of the 4
Two players
reveals.
can also work together locally or online using GameShare. Work together and overcome the crisis of the cosmos. Orbitals launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system September 3rd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Journey through the glade
much
of
the-
dreams in this bold reimagining of Rayman Legends. When a shadowy villain starts spreading corruption, it's up to Rayman and his friends to leap, glide, and punch their way through charming and colorful worlds. Ride dragons across realms. Dive into 4 new musical stages. And enjoy more added content. Up to 4 players can go out on a limb in local co-op. You can also play a revamped version of Kung Fu using GameShare locally or online. Rayman Legends Retold launches on Nintendo Switch 2, October 1st. It's a great day for a big walk. Get lost with friends in this online co-op walking and talking adventure. Set off through a peaceful world brimming with challenges, puzzles, and lots of things to discover. Enjoy the sights and sounds as you work together to find your way around. Use all sorts of tools to stay in touch. And figure out new methods of communicating if you're in a pickle. They might even be a little unconventional. And if you're not quite up to adventuring, you can always just relax with your pals. Enjoy the sunset, dance the night away, or steal something from a friend and kick it into the ocean. You know, the usual stuff. You can also use mouse controls or hang out with friends using cross-platform play. After all, spending quality time together is the best
I'm expecting
part
a
of
release date.
Big walk. Strolling onto Nintendo
Not bad.
Switch 2, August 4th.
Yeah, House. Same people
Season
behind
the seas.
Duck Goose. It was some shit like that. It's a Goose game. Oh, sorry, Untitled Goose Game. Fuck yeah.
Build your very own floating restaurant with the Straw Hat crew. Cook up recipes with Sanji. Craft the menu. Decorate it to your liking. Then serve your customers as you run the restaurant. By searching for and collecting ingredients, you'll expand your menu offerings. Use devil fruit abilities to prepare piping hot steaks. Or whip up tongue-tingling tauntaun noodles. you can make all sorts of delicious dishes. Spend in-game money to change up the restaurant's interior and expand it to attract even more customers. Over 400 characters from the One Piece series will appear. Mouse controls are also supported on Nintendo Switch 2. Get ready for a feast of epic proportions in One Piece Grand Gourmet, sailing onto the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems October 23rd.
Keep adventuring in Pokemon Pokopia, even beneath the sea. Explore the world on the ocean floor with a free update. By using the new move Dive, you can enjoy life with Pokemon living under the sea. Plant grass, build structures, and expand your towns underwater. This free update is scheduled to release in August 2026. And there's more! The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid DLC is on the way. Discover a brand new town, Bubbly Basin. There you'll find new furniture, new outfits, and new friends. The Pokemon Pokopia Expansion Pass paid DLC will be available later today on Nintendo eShop. Part 1 of the paid DLC, Bubbly Basin, launches this August. Part 2 and Part 3 will launch at a later date. Look out for more details in the future.
We hope you're looking forward to more content for Pokemon Pokopia via a free update and paid DLC. Next, please take a look at this.
This is the Dagdan Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the gods. The capital, Daxian, plays host to the heroic games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate. The story revolves around 4 heroes. Kai, a young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the hunt for a stronger foe. Theodora, a queen seeking to fulfill the long-held dream of her homeland. And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you choose to victory as they weave their own unique tale.
Passed to me a blade.
Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways. Hone your techniques at the training grounds.
I'm figuring it out.
Recruit new allies. Or travel beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience. How you spend your free time is up to you. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your weapon's range and your unit's strengths on the battlefield. Plus, each of the 4 main characters comes with their own special techniques. By using these techniques to the fullest, you might turn the tide of battle.
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
You look upon the Promised One, who will route you here and guide the living to salvation. How did it feel to upheave the world? Begone from us, the darkest dark.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave launches September 17th. Alongside the standard edition, there will be a special edition, the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave Dagden Collection, that launches the same day. Please look forward to it. Let's continue with some more headlines.
Welcome to the next level of ninja battles. The first part of Ninjala 2 is sneaking onto Nintendo Switch 2. After accidentally breaking a forbidden seal, you're stranded on an uncharted planet. Overcome the dangers lurking here to safely return to Earth in this open-world action-adventure. Use Ninja Gum to freely traverse this vast world in search of clues to get back home. You can also blow a bubble to float in the air. Defeat enemies blocking your path with weapons crafted from Ninja Gum. You can even summon buddies with Gum Ninjutsu to unleash powerful attacks. Additionally, up to 4 ninja can team up in local or online multiplayer to chew through tough battles. The first part of Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet, launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system next spring.
Honestly, bro, I just want Little Ninjas
The
3,
DK
bro.
Challenge
Sorry, 2.
barrels in.
And I'm being 100%
Coming to
real when I say
Nintendo
that.
Switch Online on Nintendo Switch 2, the limited time DK Challenge event. Take on challenges across many Donkey Kong games available with Nintendo Classics. By completing them, you can earn and enjoy collectible digital challenge cards. And if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, you can attempt even more challenges. Try out ones geared for beginners, or take on developer challenges for something with a bit more punch. Rediscover Donkey Kong games, play challenges, and complete your card collection. DK Challenge can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch Online app on the home menu of your Nintendo Switch 2. You'll be able to barrel through these limited time challenges starting later today. Plus, in the Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Island and Emerald Rush paid DLC, a limited time collaboration with Super Mario Bros. Is breaking through. Enjoy outfits for DK and Pauline, inspired by
This is actually
Mario
pretty cool.
and Luigi.
I like this.
Plus, there are coins,
Well, this isn't a sequel, but
super mushrooms,
I like the game. You guys know.
question blocks, and more. Experience Emerald Rush as you've never seen it before with a Super Mario Bros. Twist. This limited time collaboration event will be held in 4 waves with the first wave beginning later today.
Oh, it is Super Mario's 40th. Was that
From the
is that next year or
creators of
this year?
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, whatever.
The latest game from the makers of Vampire Survivors, Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon, casts a spell onto Nintendo Switch 2. Up to 8 players can compete online for the top spot in this Survivors Royale. At the start of a match, players don't battle directly. Instead, take down enemies on your own map to earn points. Each time you earn 100 points, you can add a rule to your run, including ones that hinder other players. The match culminates in a head-to-head final battle between the top 2 players. Who will be the final survivor? More than 20 characters from the Jujutsu Kaisen series appear. Characters can be unlocked just by playing. Battle online with players near and far, or go it alone against computer-controlled opponents. Exorcise curses, dominate rivals, and rise to the top. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survive-a-thon launches on Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, at least they're finally doing
this
something
year.
different than like fighting games.
Are you
Oh,
up
is
for
this
the
from the
challenge
creators
in
of
these
Vampire
games?
Survivor?
Brutal, unforgiving battles
I need to be paying
storm onto
attention more.
Nintendo Switch 2. In a forsaken world, a looming darkness devours all in its path. Now,
I was not
only
expecting this.
one
Fuck.
kingdom endures. Defy the will of the gods to save what remains of humanity. Master brutal melee combat, devastating sorceries, and lethal ranged attacks. Test your mettle against towering abominations on your journey across the realms of the living and the dead. A hero must rise for a god to fall. Lords of the Fallen 2 launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall.
No release date though. I think it's gonna get delayed.
Enter
wrong
a
on that,
darkly elegant world based on the story of Pinocchio in Lies of P. In a city under siege, you must fight rampaging mechanical puppets and seek the cause of this upheaval while confronting your own humanity. Take on enemies using customizable weapons and prosthetic arms that allow you to swap between different abilities. But know this, the lies you tell will alter your fate. Lies of P Complete Edition, which includes Overture, a prequel expansion to the main game, launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system August 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Alright, that's cool.
The most recent entry in the legendary Devil May Cry series is slashing its way onto Nintendo Switch 2. Play as Nero, Dante, V, and Virgil, each armed with different battle styles, as you fight off hordes of demons and epic bosses. Pull off stylish attacks, dodges, and combos with your vast arsenal of weapons and skills. Enjoy thrilling, high-octane combat at 60 frames per second in both TV mode and handheld mode. Plus, additional content such as battle tracks, character colors, and Devil Breaker weapons for Nero are included. Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition launches on Nintendo Switch 2, June 23rd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo
I
eShop.
think this one was actually leaked.
Enter a mystical era deep in Japan's past. 6 souls determined to forge their own destinies.
So you're looking for some runaway ninja named Kisuke.
I still have some unfinished business in this world. I shall make him pay.
Let's show him we farmers have spirit.
You've sentenced me to die 7 days from now?
I'd start repenting if I were you.
An action RPG for the ages. What fate awaits those who wield the demon blades?
Actually looks pretty cool.
Muramasa, Revenant Blades.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of these 3 Xenoblade Chronicles games are incoming. All 3 games run at 60 frames per second, with 4K resolution in TV mode or Full HD in handheld mode. In-game cutscenes also have enhanced resolution and frame rate. Not only that, but you can travel on a high-speed vehicle in the first game. Control blades to fight mercenary squad battles in the second. And put your strength to the test against waves of enemies in the third.
I've never played one of these games.
There's also a
before, like
variety of
Xenoblade.
other content added to each of the 3 games.
I think it's
More
Xenoblade.
details will be revealed at a later date.
Pretty bad at rating.
The digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles
Xenoblade.
Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, and the Upgrade Pack will be available later today.
Ooh, that's
The
pretty
physical version launches on July 30th.
cool. So
The
long.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be available on the dates shown on screen.
Well, this.
3 Xenoblade Chronicles games are getting Nintendo Switch 2 editions. New features will be added to each title, so we hope you'll check them out.
I'll have to jump into them.
And a new story in the Xenoblade series is about to begin. Here are some early moments from the game.
アニマは世界の源であった。水も火も風も世界を構成するそのすべては大地を流れるアニマが形を変えたものだった。そして戦いを決するのはいつもアニマとその力を自在に振るう騎士だった。
この剣の名に恥じぬよう精進します。ここがリューコス。
その石はアニマ小石。騎士の力を増幅させるだけでなく、そのものの行動や思いも刻みます。これからのあなたの学院生活のすべてがその石と共にあると思ってください。
今日の訓練は実戦を想定してのものだ。
力の使い方、なんとなく分かった気がする。
騎士って人殺しの職業で、奪われた側はどう思うんだろうな。
真実見つけてみない？
信仰を失った人の魂をドラゴンの炎で浄化することで罪が贖われ、
田舎貴族の限界を教えてあげる。
あいつ使えるぜ。小石なしで騎士の力。
生と死も全てはアニマと共にある。
帰るのさ、あの場所に。
さあ始まるわよ。兄上、行ってまいります。
ここは6つの太陽に照らし出された大地。そこで人々は知ることになる。破れた神の恨みが未だ晴らされてはいないこと。
Genesis. Okay. Damn, bro. When I get into this franchise, I'm gonna be eating fucking good. 3 games plus a new one? Jesus fucking Christ.
Xenoblade Genesis marks a new beginning. What kind of story do you think will be told? Please look forward to future updates. Next, please take a look at this.
Welcome to Woohoo Island, home to all kinds of sports. Coming to Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, the latest game in the series. Use the Joy-Con 2 controllers as rackets, bows, or even handles. There are 12 sports to choose from, all with intuitive motion controls. Let's go over them. Punch, guard, counter, and outmaneuver for the knockout in boxing. Make quick shots to keep your opponent on their toes in table tennis. Aim for the center of the target and let that arrow fly in archery. Enjoy rallies with different types of shots in tennis.
They really have been trying to, like, recapture the magic
and spike
of
in
Wii Sports.
volleyball.
I'll say
Roll
that
the ball
much.
straight or give it a spin to strike big in bowling.
It's actually kind of
Dribble,
sad.
Pass and shoot to score in basketball. Adjust your shot's power, then swing your club in golf. Battle with one thumb to hand your opponent a defeat in thumb wrestling. Ride through the course using mouse controls in skateboarding. Steer with handles and coast along the waves in power cruising. Tilt the controller and fly around freely in prop plane. Plus, you can warm up for these sports with jump rope. You can create and play as a sportsmate or Mii character. Enjoy playing all kinds of sports on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system October 22nd. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo
I said this
eShop.
earlier, but it's so sad how they clearly really want to.
Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We showed all the sports included, but since we have the opportunity, let's try one of the new sports, thumb wrestling.
Before the match, let's go over the rules. Hold down your opponent's
They
thumb
talk
for
so
3
much.
seconds,
What the fuck?
and you'll win. If yours gets pinned, just shake the controller to break free. And if you keep your thumb held down, it'll get bigger and stronger.
3, 2, 1.
You'll need this to claim victory.
Here's to a great thumb wrestling match. The thumb moves, just like this.
Round 1.
Here we go. Let's have a good match. Oh, got him right away.
2, 1.
Oh, they broke free. All right. Let's try this. Oh, we bumped thumbs. Oh, go, go, go. Hold it. Oh, they broke free again. You have to keep them pinned. No, wait, wait, wait. Whew. I was worried for a second there. Okay, thumb started to sparkle, and the nail got bigger. Ah, hold on a second. That's not how it's supposed to go. It's okay. Everything's fine. My thumb returned to normal. Ooh, it's sparkling again. Now let's try. Oh, I got deflected. Ah, wait a minute. Ah. I lost.
Damn.
Please wait a little longer for Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. Let's move on to more headlines.
Yeah, they so obviously want to recreate the whole Wii
Survive
Sports
a
thing.
land ruled by
It's a little
dragons.
sad, but I get it. Things
The
sold like
world of
110 million
RuneScape comes
copies.
to Nintendo
Who wouldn't
Switch
want
2.
that?
An ancient power has awakened on the forgotten continent of Ashenfall. Explore a land infused with magic and uncover lost secrets on your journey to face the Dragon Queen. In this survival crafting adventure, delve into the mysteries of Ashenfall amongst the ruins of fallen civilizations. On your expedition, harness the land's transformative magic to gather resources, craft gear, and build shelter. Then, step into battle, forge weapons, sharpen your skills, and face the danger that awaits. Survive the wilds, unveil lost secrets, and challenge dragons in RuneScape Dragon Wilds, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 September 15th.
The RuneScape company, I don't know that's what they're fucking called.
Get on board for these games. Customize your own avatar and play in the adorable world of Hello Kitty Partyland. Join the party with over 40 character-themed minigames and several board games. There are over 140 Sanrio characters to meet. Plus, you can choose from 16 partner characters, collect stickers, and so much more. Hello Kitty Partyland launches exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch October 29th.
This shit's my
So
game
let's
of the
get
year
down
right
there
there.
and finish the
I'm
job.
just saying.
blast off for adventure across the Lilat system with Fox McCloud and his crew.
Well done, Fox.
A battle for the fate of the galaxy begins. Star Fox launches on Nintendo Switch 2, June 25th.
Soon. I got it pre-ordered and
A
everything.
free demo that includes a tutorial, and one of the game's opening stages will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
I will be double good with that.
Hope resonates within the crystals. Get ready for the first Final Fantasy game in HD 2D, Final Fantasy Resonance. This is Lapis, a vast world that has prospered through the power of crystals. But after the invasion of the Veritas, this once thriving world lies on the brink of annihilation. Now Rain, a knight of Grandshelt, must journey across the realm with his companions to stop the Veritas. In thrilling turn-based battles, call upon visions, iconic Final Fantasy heroes from other worlds to take down monsters. Can you uncover the truth behind the Veritas and the secrets the crystals hold? Final Fantasy Resonance launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems October 22nd.
That's cool.
A weird, whimsical world is waiting. Pikuniku returns in a new 3D puzzle exploration adventure. What do giant fruit, malevolent robot frogs, and an all-powerful potato have in common? Nothing. Other than a shadowy conspiracy, of course. Meet a cavalcade of curious characters, each with their own problems and puzzles to solve. But beneath this seemingly happy world lies a sinister plot to squeeze the locals for all they're worth. Time to join the resistance by using Piku's surprising abilities. Help solve the people's problems in surprising and downright oddball ways. Feeling baffled by these affable denizens? Embrace these strange encounters and bring about an ultimate understanding. And in this sequel, navigate and explore in full 3D as you discover the secrets of this vivid, colorful world. Get ready to wander, solve, and gossip in Pikuniku 2, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 next year.
Prepare for an all-new monster-filled adventure! Two girls find themselves lost in the kingdom of Witherwood. There they gain the power to turn monsters into friends. Spot a monster you fancy? Scout it! Win it over and it'll fight by your side. And that's not all. Synthesize two monsters to create more powerful allies. Now, take on the most fearsome of foes with a team that's uniquely your own. Adventure is calling, and it's monstrously fun. Dragon Quest Monsters, the Withered World.
Huh. About time you got here.
The Dragon Quest game. Oh, is this the Dustbloods? Yeah. Thank fuck. We need a release date. Watch this shit get delayed to early next year. Actually,
upon the ancient
call
blood
on it
sovereign's
now.
honor. We are monsters, each vying for blood.
Ah, you're finally here. Worthy spirit.
Oh, I'm willing to eat my words, but I think it's gonna get delayed. Closed network test? Still summer of this year? Must be an August release.
Next, we have more news about an upcoming treasure hunting game.
That's really not much.
Hey everyone, here's some fresh news about Splatoon Raiders, a new single-player focused adventure. Check out this neat little place, the hideout ship out on the water. There's Deep Cut, a trio of swashbuckling musicians. And this scrappy individual? That's you. Let's call this handy youth the mechanic. The four of them are using the hideout ship as their hub, hunting for treasure across these landmasses, the Spiralite Islands. All right, time for a quick dive. Looks like the treasure they're after is at the base of those lights. But there's a bunch of aggressive creatures called salmonids in the way. And when you get too close, they'll attack immediately. The salmonids aren't pushovers either, so you shouldn't go it alone. That's where this comes in, the Exploration Bot. A member of Deep Cut pilots it during your treasure hunts and attacks automatically. Launches you in the air for extra height. And even gets out of the bot to unleash special moves like this. You'll also get support in the form of gadgets. There's one that continuously fires ink after it's placed. Another that slices through enemies. Another that spins ink around you, and more. And the best part, you can use them together. It'd be nice if that made things easier, though. So to recap, do not underestimate the salmonids. Yikes, this is tougher than it looks. But the salmonids aren't the only powerful ones around here. Through battles, you, the mechanic, will also get stronger by leveling up. And you can customize all sorts of upgrades to fit your playstyle. Oh, looks like time's up. There are even more details to cover in the upcoming Splatoon Raiders Direct, airing on June 30th. And in the smart device app Nintendo Today, see the story events leading up to Splatoon Raiders with daily comics ahead of launch. Plus, in collaboration with this game, there's going to be a special Splatfest in Splatoon 3. The theme looks like it's about Splatoon Raiders. Details will be announced here. Look out for more info in the future.
The Dark Bloods has to
Don't
be
forget to check this out
August.
Too.
You know, Star Fox is this month. Splatoon Raiders is next month. August is the only month in summer where the Dust Bloods could release. And unless they're going to release it the same day as one of their first-party games. What are we doing here, Nintendo?
Is just around the corner. We'll also be releasing new Joy-Con 2 controllers inspired by Deep Cut. We hope you're looking forward to it. Let's see some more headlines.
The fact that we didn't get more in the Dark Bloods is like we've got a firmer release date, but it's still not that great. That had a lot to desire there. Oh no, the closed network test is coming this summer. Okay, never mind. Deltarune. Chapter 5. My brother's gonna freak out.
Awaken your power.
Heed me, O kingless. Whosoever hath truly earned the greatest faith of the citizenry shall ascend to throne and crown by right of kings.
This is the United Kingdom of Uchronia, inhabited by 8 tribes. The next king shall be decided by the will of the people. By decree of the king, as his face floats in the sky, the tournament for the throne begins. As the realm grapples with its first ever election, those vying for the throne put their plans into action. As one of the throne's candidates, you'll travel across the kingdom, forging bonds with compelling characters along the way. Various enemies stand in your path.
This battle's ours.
There are monsters roaming this world,
You'll feel this
as well as other candidates, and strange beasts known as humans. Control your destiny and change the world in Metaphor ReFantazio, launching on the Nintendo Switch 2 system November 12th.
I never played this one or that one.
Create, explore, survive.
Wow, I wonder what this
dedicated
is.
Nintendo Switch 2 version of Minecraft is
What?
on the way.
That's insane.
Dig into your Minecraft adventure on Nintendo Switch 2 with support for vibrant visuals. And embark on a journey across a world with enhanced lighting and shadow effects. Plus, Nintendo Switch worlds can be carried over, so you can pick up right where you left off. What will you create next?
Wait, can I-
Minecraft launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this year.
Wait, can I move over my world from the 3DS? I wonder. What? Space Marine 2? That is gonna run like shit. Or it's gonna look like shit. It's gonna be one or the other. Daisy. That's gonna be a weird one to put on Switch. It works, but nonetheless weird. How many chapters are there meant to be in Deltarune? I have no clue. Fitness Boxing 3, let's go.
The battle of light and darkness approaches. Filled with memorable adventures, 3 collections of Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, yeah.
Traverse through iconic Disney and
Yeah.
Pixar worlds. Befriend all sorts of magical allies. And battle enemies in action RPG combat. Relive these stories or experience them for the first time alongside Sora and his friends as they fight the darkness. If you have the cloud versions on Nintendo Switch, you can transfer your existing save data to these Nintendo Switch 2 games. These 3 collections launch on Nintendo Switch 2 October 8th. A bundle with all 3 compilations, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3, also launches October 8th. Additionally, a free demo of Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
この世界の構造はとても複雑で 私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
What? I know a lot of people this is gonna make very happy. Oh shit.
How was that? Next is our last announcement. Please take a look.
Like, I'm not gonna lie up and act like I'm like a huge like Kingdom Hearts fan, but that's still pretty fucking cool.
Long ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. At the very edge of this kingdom, there lay a small forest. Within it, an ancient solitary tree quietly watched over the inhabitants of the forest. These forest dwellers were called the Kokiri. Each had a fairy companion, and they lived out their innocent lives in these woods. However, there was one particular boy who did not have a fairy.
Fuck, man, let's go. This year, really? When?
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time will be reborn on Nintendo Switch 2. More details will be announced in the future, so please look forward to them. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
That's cool.
Earlier this year, Devon-san was appointed as the new president of Nintendo of America. We'd like to conclude this presentation with a few words from Devon-san.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Koizumi-san. Hi, everyone. I'm Devin Pritchard, and after 20 years at Nintendo, one of my favorite things about gaming is still that moment I get to try something new.
With a few words.
I watch the trailers, I hear about a game, but the moment I pick up a controller, that's when it all comes together. And for me, that's what games have always been about. Those little moments that surprise me and allow me to immerse myself in different worlds. You can read about a game, you can watch a trailer, but nothing beats seeing it for yourself. And that's a big part of what Nintendo Treehouse Live is about. Getting a closer look, hearing from the teams, and spending more time with the games themselves. So let's get to it. We've got a new Nintendo Treehouse Live ready to go, with a few games I hope you find interesting. And if you enjoyed Splatoon Raiders in today's Nintendo Direct, this July at San Diego Comic-Con, we'll have the game playable on the show floor. Because at the end of the day, I think the best way to understand a game is to pick up the controller and play. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to sharing more of what I love about games and bringing those experiences to all of you. And now it's time for Treehouse Live. Over to you, team.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Treehouse live. I can't be bothered. I just don't want to, honestly. I thought that was generally a pretty decent direct. Like, for me personally, it wasn't like an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, it wasn't even a 6 out of 10. I think it was like actually, no, I think it was just a 6 out of 10. For me, it was a 6 out of 10. Like, there just wasn't that many reveals I personally liked. I think objectively, that was an easy 8 out of 10. Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I can't be shown that. Like, what was there? There was Kingdom Hearts 4, Ocarina of Time remake. Dustblood still technically showed up. But yeah, I think overall, like, it was probably like objectively an 8. But on a personal level, it was maybe like a 6 or a 5. Just not like I didn't expect anything more than that, to be honest with y'all. I'm just not really into Nintendo. I've never really been able to get into many of their games, and I only really bought a Switch 2 for Metro Prime 4. Just to be brutally honest with y'all. You know, that's the only reason why I bought that fucking console, and that game ended up coming out mid as fuck. So, what now? You know, truly. Let's run through some of these reveals. So we got Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 collection coming out. That's pretty cool. It's not bad. I've already kind of played them. Not really, but you know, whatever. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, again, I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but I think this was still like objectively a pretty cool reveal. I liked it. Minecraft Switch 2 version, it's a port. That's one thing I didn't really like. I guess it's maybe a nitpick, but there was a lot of ports during this direct. It's like port. We're just porting all this shit. And I get it, like, we're early into the generation for Nintendo. I understand why, but I don't know. I'm there for the, like, new reveals. These are all games I've already played before, so. We got a new Dragon Quest game. I'm pretty sure this is a new Dragon Quest game. I'm not the biggest Dragon Quest fan, especially the newer ones, but I do like I've played, like, the Pixel remakes and stuff, and they're pretty fun. So I've played some of the earlier ones, but I haven't played any of the newer ones. They just don't look like something I'd really be that interested in. Deltarune Chapter 5, my brother's going to freak out at that one. Wait, launching June 24th as a free update to Deltarune. Oh, that's nice. Stellar Blade coming to the Switch. Again, I think it's criminal PlayStation didn't lock this IP down. They really should have worked harder to actually have some sort of stake or ownership in the IP, but they decided to just have it be like a fucking partnership sort of thing. And now the sequel's not going to be coming to PlayStation exclusively. I'm pretty confident it probably won't. And the first one is not available anymore exclusively. It's on the Switch, you know, it's on PC. It'll probably come to Xbox soon too. Dragon's Dogma 2. I played a little bit of it, but I might want to jump back into it. Because I jumped into it at launch, and it had a lot of, like, performance issues on PS5. So I think maybe now might be the time to jump back into it. Who knows? Oshimura. I think it's Oshimura. It's something like that. Way of the Sword. On the Switch. There's not really more to that one. It's whatever. It's just a port. Another port that's kind of cool. This one looked pretty decent. I didn't mind it. Again, this was another one I'm just not that interested in. It's whatever. Pokemon Poco for a free update, whatever. I've never played it. For new Fire Emblem game release date, another September release. It's kind of a little ridiculous, but you know, whatever. Yeah, you know, I've never really played a Fire Emblem game, but I guess it would be maybe cool to check out. Maybe. Lords of the Fallen 2. No release date yet, but I'm sure that's going to be coming eventually. Maybe Gamescom. That's one thing I do forget. Gamescom is in August, I'm pretty sure. Which means anything coming out in fall or hasn't got a release date yet could technically come at Gamescom. So I'm assuming Lords of the Fallen release date is probably being kept for either Gamescom or like a September state of play. And it may get like a mid to late October release, or it could be delayed outside of 2026. That's my suspicion with Lords of the Fallen 2. One Piece cooking game, whatever. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Surviving, whatever it is. Yeah, isn't this made by the same? I'm pretty sure it said it was made by the same people who make the Vampire Survivor games. Um. Uh, Publisher and games and Vampire Survivor developer have announced. Yeah, okay, it is. That's cool. I think that's a cool reveal. Liza P. Switch Edition, whatever. I've already played it. Xeno Chronicles, new one, including the Switch 2 versions for all 3 games. I've never played the trilogy, but they actually do look like something I really would play. So maybe I will jump into them with the Switch 2 edition just coming out. And I find it really funny how I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, maybe I need to get into this franchise. I think I'm going to get into it. And I'm even like on eBay right now looking at like a physical edition of the first game. And I'm sitting there like, oh, maybe I should get into it. And then they immediately announce a 4th game, and it's like, okay, that's some stellar timing to really want to get into this fucking franchise. But I thought this was a cool reveal. I can see objectively how this is like a really awesome reveal for everyone. Yeah, you know, I can see that much. Yeah, that's the same of the other thing. Another sports Nintendo Switch game. It's a Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. It's like whatever. Like it's pretty obvious you're trying to replicate fucking yeah. Yeah, like it's pretty fucking obvious you're trying to replicate Wii Sports. I think that's pretty fucking obvious, but whatever. And it is what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know. The game sold 110 million copies. I don't know why you wouldn't want another Wii Sports. Final Fantasy, what's that? Resonant? Something like that. The first FF game in 2D HD coming October 22nd. That could be maybe cool. Yeah, the Dustbloods again, basically nothing. They're like, we're getting a closed 10 network test this summer, and that's basically it. I do not see this game releasing this year. I just don't. You know, I do not think it's going to release this year. November's clearly off the limits. December's not going to happen. Even October's a stretch. You know what I mean? And if they have a closed network test, it'll probably take place either this July or this August. I don't see it coming out this year. I really doubt it. What else was revealed? Oh yeah, Switch 2 version for Metaphor, ReFantazio. I think that's how you say that. And then obviously you had Ocarina of Time remake coming later this year. This one was... I'm surprised it's coming out this year. That's the thing. It's been leaked to be coming out... Like, it was leaked to come out in October, but honestly, I really thought they were going to delay this. I did not think for a second this was going to come out this year. But I guess they're saying, fuck it. And I guess they're saying, we have more motion than what we do. So let's release it this year. The Japanese are kind of unrealistic, so they probably would release something like this around GTA 6. And that's, I think, the thing you are looking at, kinda, and that's why I think the Dustblood still kinda have a chance to release this year. And it's mostly because the Japanese just don't care. It's like, well, there's GTA 6. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like they know what it is, but it's probably not going to have that big of, like, a thing in Asia, if that kind of makes sense, which is a lot of their market share. So they probably just don't really fully understand how big it's going to be here in the West. And that probably is going to be bad for them, to be brutally honest with y'all, because they probably will just say fuck it and release games around GTA 6 without actually really knowing what it's going to be here in the West. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably what we're going to be looking at here. I think they're going to say fuck it. I think they're going to release games around GTA 6 and Nintendo. I don't think they're going to understand the Westerners' motion when it comes to GTA. And I think it's going to fucking I think all the games they release around that time are just going to get completely overshadowed. Like, even the new Dragon Age... No, it wasn't Dragon Age. It was, like, right up here. It was, Dragon Quest. Even the new Dragon Quest game releasing on, like, the 3rd of December, it's like, that is disturbingly close. That is, like, disturbingly close to GTA 6. It's like 14 days after GTA 6. What are you doing? That's fucking retarded. You know, but then again, they are Japanese developers, so they probably don't fully understand. Let's be completely real here. Will it affect the game's sales? Maybe, probably not. I don't know. It probably will here in the West. Over in the East, like over in Asia and that, it probably won't. But here in the West, it most certainly will. I say here in the West. I'm not like Australia's not in the West. You guys get the fucking point. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's anything releasing even just like slightly after GTA 6 will be overshadowed by GTA 6. Anything releasing in mid to late October, November and December will be overshadowed by GTA 6. You know, October is when they're mostly going to be doing a lot of their marketing for GTA 6. So October is like, it's still like September's hot property right now. And the reason why so much stuff is releasing in September is because October, you've got the like big marketing push for GTA 6, which means your game will be overshadowed and it will be harder to get marketing slots because GTA 6 will be so prevalent. That's thing number one. Marketing in October is going to be basically impossible. So shipping your game in September is clearly the way to go. I don't think there's much of a debate there. November is literally GTA 6 month. So that entire month's just going to be hyped up by GTA 6. You won't really be able to market much because a lot of the marketing slots will be taken by GTA 6. Let's be completely real here, you know, all the way up until it's released. And then after it's released, it's just going to be chaos for GTA 6, you know, and your game will get overshadowed. Nobody's going to be sitting there going, a new Dragon Quest game? I'm going to buy that. No, it's not even going to be a thing. GTA 6 is going to be such a massively monumental release here in the West. The games like this, as much as they are big, and even if they have a completely separate audience from GTA, they will be overshadowed. I just don't think there's much of a debate. So it could affect the release of the game, but I don't really know what the sales metrics on Dragon Quest are. So maybe it sells better in the East and GTA 6. And like GTA 6 it's probably not going to be as big in the East or in Asia and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, there's obviously metrics for that, and there's obviously things to be made. Like, there's an argument to be made. It's like, oh, it has a completely different audience. You know what I mean? And oh, GTA 6 probably isn't going to be as big of a launch in Asia. And like, all those are true. But it doesn't mean the West doesn't have a market for games like Dragon Quest. You know what I mean? I can definitely see the argument with, it's this whole different genre. I can definitely see the argument there. But I feel like you're just not understanding GTA 6's motion. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think you fully understand if that's the case. Maybe that's just me, but, you know. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it will end up overshadowing this game's release. In all honesty. Could be wrong, but who knows? Yeah, another close network. I just don't care for it. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I'll die on the hill. I would love to go to Gamescom one day and get invited. I don't see it happening, but it'd be cool if I did. It's actually a really cool collector's edition. I just don't have $500. You think I'm over exaggerating? It really actually is. Let me show y'all. I've literally got it up right here. Pre-sale has sold out for the Xbox version. No, sorry, this is the PC version. But yeah, $479. That is ridiculously expensive. I will say that much. What else? We prefer not to use it at all. The producer of Resident, I think it says Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy, says using generative AI is a choice for smaller teams, not a necessity. Actually, I kind of disagree. I'm not this like overly pro AI guy, but I'm also not like overly negative AI. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, you should never fucking use it. It's like, no, I'm not like that. But I'm also not pro it either, like to a large extent. But for some studios, it can be a necessity. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't have a larger budget than most other people. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to cut in a little bit of corners. Maybe you need to do what fucking Thingo did and use it and use AI for placeholders. It's like, you know, and like companies always say shit like this, but in 5 years they will be using it. I will die on that hill. It's like, yeah, you're saying that now, but I don't think you're going to be sticking by that in 5 years when it really does cut the budget in half. When AI really starts cutting the budget in half for games, they will be using it, and everyone will be using it. And there's probably companies right now that say they don't use it and say they won't use it that actually are using it. Let's be completely real here. There are 101% developers who use AI that say they don't use AI. That obviously, you know, but I don't think there's anything wrong with using AI in a small capacity. I think in a large capacity, or even to make the entire game, I think that's fucking stupid. You shouldn't be doing shit like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with using it. They're like, oh, you need to make placeholders in a game. Let's use AI placeholders, whatever. Or, oh no, we've got this like background art that's like hugely in the background and you see for like 5 seconds. Let's just use AI. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing shit like that. It's like, what are you gonna hire and get your art team to like develop this like immaculately good poster you're gonna look at for 5 seconds? You know what I mean? Like, I get like, I understand to a certain extent, it's like, okay, well, that's the art in it. I completely understand that. And if a developer wants to do that, I think that's fine. But I think if a developer just wants to fucking, like, make some AI shit for it, I also don't think there's really much wrong with that. I think it does take out of the art of it a little bit, but I also just think it is what it is. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, I know it's a very unpopular opinion, especially in the market, but I will die on the hill that I don't think using things like AI placeholders are really that big of a deal. Now, when it comes to writing a story, that's a whole different story. When it comes to main art, I think that's another whole different story. When you're doing shit like a concept art, you know what I mean, or AI placeholders and stuff, I just think stuff like that's not that big of a deal. You know, the only downside to it is like people will lose their jobs to it. That's the only thing that does really, really suck about it. You know, that cutting the budget in half is actually a really good thing, but you know, the people getting fired because of it probably isn't a great thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, oh, you're going to fire half your art team because you can just use AI for a lot of what they were doing. It's like, I get it. It's going to cut the budget. That's not that bad, but you're firing people. That's people are losing their jobs. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a very good thing. I'll just say. But whatever, we'll move on from that. Folded, New York style. What else? Yeah, Ocarina of Time remake. Yeah. That's a really pleasing screenshot. Actually, now that it's been closed up, maybe not. Damn. Whoa. I get movie clips like that all the fucking time, man. Kitty. Happy E-Day, everyone. Cuck throne, bro. What the fuck? I remember I was, dang it, I laughed. Who? Who's this guy even play? I feel like I know who he is, but I don't really know. I don't really mind. I think she's a baddie, whatever. I said this earlier in the stream, but I think it's pretty clear. I'm pretty sure it's called Senua. Like, I think it's pretty fucking clear why Senua is coming to PlayStation. And again, Hellblade has such a large, like, presence on PlayStation. The first game was a timed exclusive and sold really, really well as a timed exclusive. I'm pretty sure as of right now, PlayStation makes up a large market share of sales when it comes to Hellblade 1. And then even with Hellblade 2, like Hellblade 2 was a like 1 year exclusive on Xbox, right? It only came to Xbox and PC and it sold considerably poorly. And then it came to PlayStation and it ran better, it felt better, it looked better, and the game also topped charts over on PlayStation. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty obvious why Senua is coming to PlayStation. It's like, oh, why is Senua isn't an exclusive, but, you know, Clockwork is? It's like, Clockwork is an original IP built from the ground up. You know what I mean? By Xbox Game Studios. That makes far more sense to be an exclusive than Senua. I don't feel like I'm that like insane for saying that. You know, I don't think I'm insane for saying Senua not being exclusive makes far more sense than Clockwork Revolution. Revolution makes complete sense being an exclusive. You know what I mean? It's a brand new IP, so it has no real like dominating like field on any platform really, because it is a new video game. You know, I honestly I think it makes sense. Senua not being an exclusive, I think, makes more sense than what people think it does. So Senua an exclusive, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think it's pretty obvious why. I just said why, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like that's pretty obvious. And when I saw that interview where like he was talking about like Clockwork, the guy, I forgot what his fucking name was. It might have been Greenberg. I don't know. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. But he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, it's important to us that we have one game coming out this year that's an exclusive and one next year. And that's why we revealed two. And then at the end, he's like, oh, well, fans are like talking about why Senua not an exclusive, but, you know, Thingo is a Clockwork Revolution. And then he's like, no comment. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like literally when I watched that clip, the first thing I thought of was what I just said. You know what I mean? Which is, yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself, but you guys understand what I mean. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like that's like a pretty reasonable argument. Now, State of Decay 3, I don't think there's much of an argument. They could make a little bit of an argument that, oh, with State of Decay 3, we're going to be concentrating more on the online elements of the game. That would make inherent sense. Where they're like, oh, well, we're going to be concentrating more on the online aspects of the game, so that's why it's going to be coming to PS5. But if that's the case, then why is Gears of War E-Day an exclusive? Because Gears of War E-Day does have a large multiplayer component. And if it's going to have like battle passes and it's going to have a continuously like supported online mode, wouldn't it make sense to have that release on PlayStation? Because you made it clear like multiplayer games will be coming to PlayStation. There'll be multi-platform across the board. So if you're concentrating more on like fucking exclusive games, like why multiplayer games being like multi-plat, why wouldn't you release something like Gears of War E-Day on all platforms and then maybe say fuck it and be like I guess with Halo Campaign Evolved, it's been previously revealed for PlayStation, so I guess with that point, I do kind of understand why they didn't make that. They didn't like go backtrack on the exclusivity of the game, but I don't know. Like I feel like there could have been another title they could have made exclusive. Yeah, whatever. But I think what's generally happened, I have no doubt in my mind about this one. Like Greenberg is out here saying like, oh, it wasn't actually a last minute decision. It was actually known by the cause for over a month or two, and I don't believe that. I think what's actually happened here is fucking Sasha, no, not Sasha, the new, what's her name, Asha, something like that. I think the new Xbox CEO wanted to bring back exclusives. I think the executives were like, you've got no excuse to bring back exclusives. This is a stupid argument. We're not doing this. It's whatever. You know what I mean? And then I think what happened was Forza Horizon 6 released as kind of a timed exclusive, more of an unintentional timed exclusive, but nonetheless a timed exclusive. I think the game launched as a timed exclusive, even if it was unintentional. And it launched only on Xbox and PC. It did immensely well sales-wise, and it even made Xbox a, you know, top seller in the month of May when it comes to consoles. And honestly, I think Xbox CEO and a couple other people in there who are a little bit higher up use that as a good excuse to do Gears of War E-Day as an exclusive and potentially bring back one exclusive a year. So I generally think that's what's happened here. You know what I mean? I will die on that hill that this decision was probably only made 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago, maybe sooner, you know? And it was mostly in a response to Forza Horizon 6 doing as well as what it did. I feel like if it didn't do as well as what it did, that freaked me the fuck out. Somebody dropped something. I feel like if it didn't do as well as what it did, Gears of War E-Day would have come to PlayStation. I don't think there's much of a debate there, and I don't think they would be doing the one exclusive a year. But I think because Forza Horizon 6 did as well as what it did as technically an exclusive, like a unintentional exclusive, I think they use that as like an excuse or an argument to make at least one exclusive a year. This year being Gears of War E-Day, and next year being Clockwork Revolution. So yeah, I think that's generally what's happened here. But hey, who knows? I could be wrong. We'll do one more Twitter scroll, and then we'll I'll end this stream. And then later, I might start another one because I really want to play this new Fate Keeper. I got it up right here. I just get fucking bombarded with this shit. This is what I like to call simulation slop. It's really fucking bad. I actually remember, I was scrolling on Twitter and this fucking knob was like, you don't like, friend slop is such a bad argument. Just say you have no friends. It's like, no, friend slop is a real thing. You know what I mean? It's basically like a cheaply done, crappy game that you're meant to play with your friends. You know what I mean? It was a cool, unique idea when it first happened, but now it really isn't. Now it's just crap. Because there's so many games like that now that it's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I get where you're coming from. And I guess maybe that's some people's perspective. Like, they have no friends. So it's like, oh, I hate these sorts of games. But friend slop is a real thing. You know what I mean? Let's just be completely real here. You know, they're cheaply mass-produced crap a lot of the time. You know? That's the truth. And I'm really sick of seeing them because we'll get like 5 a year and we don't need 5 of these games a year. 1 a year, okay, whatever. We don't need 5. It's like Lethal Company dropped and then like another one. And then all of them are like, let's release these games where you play with like 5 friends for like $5. It's like, oh my God. And like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that there aren't bad ones. Like recently I've been playing like Peak. I think Peak is like a generally like, I think it's a good example of like a good one. You know what I mean? Peak is good. It doesn't mean these friend slop games can't be good. It just means a lot of them are just, how do I say this, cheaply made crap. And I will literally die on that hill completely. I think they're like way too many of these release. And yeah, like something like this, like it's not friend slop because the truth of it is it doesn't have like a similar premise, I guess you could say. But the genre does exist, and it does get kind of sickening after a little while, you know, and I will die on that hill. But yeah, I was like, as I was saying before, I might start up another stream a little bit later tonight because I really want to play this Fate Keeper, and I won't be able to do it tomorrow, so I'm not going live tomorrow with anything because there's nothing really happening, and also because I'm going into town to see the Backrooms movie, which I'm really looking forward to. But no stream tomorrow, so I might do this one tonight. I was meant to do it yesterday, but I ended up falling to sleep and sleeping for like 15 hours, so my plan was kind of ruined with that one, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Press release. Ooh. It's a lot. Multiplayer, okay, that might be useful. Yeah, free demo, that's cool.
Our ship just went down on a giant alien hula hoop.
By the way, I think this whole thing is just like a fucking nothing burger. Like, I will literally die on that hill. It's just whatever. It's from Repi Porn game. Can you guess which one? This one. So shall we? Actually, maybe it's this one. Maybe I should be careful. Yeah, I actually don't want to get hit with something like that. I would stand by your side and I would hold your hand. Well, you'd hold his hand while he was like brutally fucking murdering his like underage lover and then chopping up bits of her with his fucking chainsaw, bro. Watcha. Actual dark. What the fuck? Oh, this was a 1.5-minute reveal. It's coming this year. I would be so fucking funny if it actually did release in November. I think this is a big enough release not to be overshadowed by GTA 6. I think it'll still be affected by GTA 6, but I think if they released it on like November 1st or November 3rd, I don't think it would get overshadowed too badly, like what a lot of other titles would. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. They make my dick sentient 10x bigger. Alright then. The For You page on Twitter is fucking insane. Oh, it's actually a menu for you, and it's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. Yeah. Liza P. Complete Edition. I get it, but this is not something I would buy, by the way. It's just like, I like collector's editions, and I like the statues and stuff. Like, I recently bought the Fable one. I think I actually bring that up here. Yeah, right here. Like, I bought this, and it's because I think it looks cool. The steelbook is cool. The fucking statue is cool. The art book is cool. I like this. I think it's awesome. So I put a deposit down on it. It's also releasing in my birthday month, so I don't know. Just thought I'd mention that.
Come on, Joe.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to enjoy No Return. It's as it's cobbled together with Remains of Factions 2. It breaks my heart. Yeah.
Come on, Murray.
Can't play that. A little corny, but okay. That's fine. Things happen. I honestly think we get another look at Kingdom Hearts at the Game of the Year Awards, and I think we'll get a release date for sometime in 2027. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. I just get that feeling. I get that vibe. What the fuck, bro? I don't want to be seeing that shit on my For You page. I'm just saying. There really is nothing going on outside of the Nintendo Direct that just happened. Whoa. Japanese are insane.
Right.
Audio just can't fucking play. Ooh, that's not good. Dang.
Stronger.
And I can't play that. Okay, come on. Twitter really is not safe, is it? Twitter just is not a safe place to just scroll while live, is it? What the fuck? I don't want to see that shit. Well, did go back, so maybe subconsciously I do. Okay. Bro. Okay. That's enough Twitter. That's just enough of that. That really is. Wow, that is just... We don't need more of that. I think I largely underestimated how dangerous Twitter is. What was the release date here again? August 4th. Not bad, actually. I think that's a good time to release it. We'll have to see what happens with it, but yeah. I actually really want to go live and do a State of Decay 2 Forever community thing. You know, like just build a community that will be my like forever community. Because I do want to jump back into State of Decay 2. I have it on Steam. Granted, a majority of my hours all came, yeah, right here. A large majority of my like 500 hours all came from my Xbox version. The same with the first one. I have like 500, 700 hours in the first one on Xbox, and then I have like 800 to 900 on Xbox for the second one. But on Steam, I've never played the first one on Steam. I do own it. I've never played it. And then I've only played around 36 hours on Steam for the second one. So, yeah, it's not the greatest, but you know, it is what it is. Shit happens. I never got into this at launch, to be honest with y'all. I played it on PS5, and I have it physically on PS5 because I got it for like $20, and I finished it on PS5. Horrible game, by the way. But I do own it on Steam. I bought it day and date on Steam. I played 10 minutes of it. I could not get into it. It was so bad. And then I said, fuck it. I can't be a hypocrite. I need to actually play the game if I'm going to talk smack about it. And if I'm going to like use it as an example of something that I don't like, I have to say fuck it and I have to play it. So I got it. I got it physically over at for the PS5 because I just like to own games physically for PS5 over at EB. I put it in my PlayStation and then I struggled through the entire game. And by the end, I felt like I wanted to. I don't know. I can't really say that on YouTube. So I'm not, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Impulse releases soon too. I'm really looking forward to this one. And fun little fact, the first video I ever uploaded on this channel is actually a it was a Splitgate 2 get like thingo. It was a Splitgate 2 video. Yeah, 25th of what, June? That's really close. That's really soon, actually. I'm looking forward to this one. I do hope it's more different than what I hope it's more unique from Splitgate 2. I just hope it's not too much like Splitgate 2. That's the only thing I do hope. But I do like Splitgate 2. I think I have like 100 hours in the game, 90 hours. I've had a pretty good time with it. I think it's like a decent shooter. I think it's overall like a pretty solid shooter, in all honesty. Let's see how it's doing. Arena Reloaded. Okay, got it right here. 300 players. Really not doing that great. But honestly, with how the game launched, not just, you know, with how the game launched, not just with player count, but like just in general at launch, this game was not it. Like at launch, this game did really poorly. And the reason for that is mostly because, it just, how do I explain this? It wasn't good. It wasn't good. The beta tests were really fun, and then we actually got the full game, and it just ended up being kind of mid, you know. But granted, and the reason why I say it's kind of good now is because, you know, the developers spent time working on it. They tried to make something really great. They failed, and then they said, round it up, let's try again, and they ended up making something actually pretty solid. So even though it launched really poorly, the game now is actually really fun. And I have a decent time with it. Even my next video is actually might have gameplay from Splitgate 2. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, it had its big peak here a couple days after its launch, and then it just slowly, gradually went down. But like, I think what's really great about it, this was the relaunch. This was the launch of Arena Reloaded, which is like basically 2 just like flopped on its head. So they relaunched the game on the 15th of December, and it didn't do too bad. It averaged like 1,000 players, but now a year later, it's a couple months later, it's down around 500 players. But I don't know. I think it's found its community on Steam. It's not a very big one, but it is a community of people who do play it somewhat consistently, which is around 500 to 700 people, which is more than fine. And overall, it's actually a pretty fun arena shooter. I think it's pretty decent. It's not that bad, you know? So yeah, I think it's a truly great redemption arc, and that's why I am generally pretty excited for Impulse. I'm just hoping it's not too much like Splitgate. That's my only concern about Impulse, is that I just don't want it to be too much like Splitgate. It needs to be unique from Splitgate. Not just in like what makes Splitgate unique, but in the way that it plays and everything like that. I don't want it to be too much like Splitgate, because if it is, it'll just feel like I'm playing Splitgate 2 again. And even though Splitgate 2 is really fun, I want something different. I don't want like another Splitgate 2. I'm just saying. But hey, who knows? I looks pretty good, so yeah. I never actually got to have like a good look at the gameplay recently, because I never watched. I think it showed up at the PC gaming showcase. I never watched that showcase because I was like fucking really tired. If y'all watch my Xbox stream, you'd probably remember that. I was fucking immensely tired during that stream because I'd been up for like 30 hours prior. So when the PC gaming showcase started, I just kind of looked at it and went, I'd have to still make a thumbnail. I'd have to restart the YouTube stream, and then I wouldn't be in bed until like 6 in the morning. Yeah, I'm not doing this. And in all honesty, I am really happy I didn't. Because, yeah, that would have been torture. So the game releases on June 24th, but we'll be able to play it on the 15th in a couple days during Steam Next Fest. That's cool. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think the game looks immaculately good. I think it's going to be really fun, honestly. You know, the 1047 Games is very talented at making shooters. So I think this will come off without a hitch. I think as long as it distances itself away from Splitgate 2 and isn't like in the way that it plays too much like Splitgate 2, I think this game has a chance to really be that good. You know what I mean? But if it ends up being a lot like Splitgate 2 in the way that it plays, then it might not do that great. But we'll just have to see. There is a market for a new Titanfall sort of game, so yeah, or a Titanfall inspired game. So we'll see what happens. But I will move on from that now. Let's try. I'll check Twitter one more time. See what's going on. I wanted this stream to go for around 2 hours, so I'm just talking about a bunch of crap to pad the time a little bit. I'm not, I'll be the first one to admit that. So yeah, I got like 13 minutes left. Oh yeah, collector's edition. 200 for what? Yeah, I don't know if that's fully worth it. A couple small statues for 200 bucks. I don't know. Based. Worst event of the last 30 years. Fair enough. The burnt peanut. I got okay. Yeah, actually, maybe not wrong. Yeah, I'm still not fully convinced on this one. I just don't think it looks that great, to be honest with y'all. I'm just not interested. Like, I like shooters, and I like that it's actually being like written. Actually, no, that's one of the poorer details of it. I think it looks okay. I think it looks like it's gonna play pretty decently. But the fact that it's being written by former Naughty Dog developers is kind of concerning. Because Naughty Dog is good at writing stuff. But in recent years, I feel like PlayStation should really purge their entire writing room, fire Neil, and just start from the ground up with their writing room. I'll die on that hill. Technologically, like, Naughty Dog is an immaculately great studio. I will die on that hill. Naughty Dog, technologically and gameplay-wise, are great at what they do. But the story department over the past 10 years, they can basically burn that department down, as far as I'm concerned. Well, somebody was running up my stairs. I'm back. Oh, that's cool. That's my brother. Kinda. I like the art book. Let me see if it's up on eBay. It did end up taking a couple hours for them to acknowledge it. I don't know. I think this looks pretty cool, actually. I'm not the biggest fan of these. I think these are just stickers. I don't really like stickers that much. I think these are kind of cool. But I think what's mostly cool is this art book. If I could buy this, but just the art book, I so most definitely would. I just don't know about all this extra stuff. Might, like, have a look at it later. See if it'll actually be available in the country. I need it too, T-Dog. Ooh, looking forward to that one. And yes, I am one of those guys who likes anime. I'm one of those, like, I can't actually say that. I'm one of those ones that got into the whole genre in like the whole thing in like 2020. So people call me like a grifter, but I don't really give a shit. It's like I just like to like watch good stories and read good stories. You know what I mean? And that's the exact reason why I like anime, because it's just another genre where I can like watch and see amazing stories. So I love it. I got no problem with it. Bro. Jesus. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll finally jump into Destiny 2. The First Descendant. Who even plays The First Descendant right now? No, it's literally right at the top. Let's just see what it's averaging, because it's like, I don't know. Let's find out. It's not bad. Again, what released almost 2 years ago. I don't know. Releases 2 years ago. It has around 5,000 player peak. Don't get me wrong. It's no like the finals. The finals still averages like 14,000 players, like 3-4 years after its release. But I don't think this is that bad. 5,000 players 2 years later. I think that's generally pretty decent. Yeah. Actually, they're entirely right. People have been kind of like downing July. July is actually a pretty stacked month. It like that like wait a sec. Don't get me wrong, July is most certainly no September or August. But like there's still some pretty good games releasing there. Like, yeah, Black Flag, Halo Remake, Doom the Dark Ages, like DLC. I don't know, I think it looks pretty decent. It has potential, I'll say that much. Valiant Studios is the developer of Star Fox Switch 2 edition. Past works include Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Knockout City, Hot Wheels Raft Rally, yeah, Bonus Arcade, Midnight Murder Club. Whoa. Oh, wait, it's this studio. Yeah, I know these guys. Midnight Murder Club, even though the game didn't do that well, even though Midnight Murder Club didn't do that insanely well, it was actually a pretty solid game when it released. That fucking thing is running. Saxon! So I needed him to turn that thing off. That was really fucking annoying. What the fuck did you even... No, whatever. I'm going back to my thing. Fucking hell. Anyways, yeah. Like, Midnight Murder Club, like, even though it didn't do that great at launch, it was actually all around, like, a pretty solid game. I didn't think it was that bad. I'm not buying this, by the way. It's just the case. I'll have a look later. Maybe I'll buy it when I go to, Is it already up for pre-order? Oh, no, this is, a different one. X. Maybe this will be my introduction to the franchise. Looks very futuristic though. I don't know. Maybe the X one is one that I wouldn't really like playing. Yeah, who knows? Oh yeah, by the way, I can't believe the Steelbook edition is like locked behind the fucking JB Hi-Fi pre-order for the game. But I will be buying it here, without a shadow of a doubt. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool. They're not like a bad studio, so we'll have to see what happens. Xbox marketing VP swears, here's what Ide dropping on PS5 wasn't a last-minute decision despite all evidence to the contrary. Yeah, he's entirely lying here. There is no doubt in my mind he is, like, just lying. I do not believe this for a singular second. I believe it was a last-minute decision. I think it was probably made a week before the showcase happened. I think all the assets were done for it. I think it was going to release on PS5, and I think last minute they went, well, I think they finally made the argument to the executives. I think they went to the executives and were like, hey, Forza Horizon 6 did really, really well in May. I think here's what EA could do really well as an exclusive, including Clockwork Revolution. And I think the executives went, okay, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll do the experiment, we'll see how it goes. You know, and I think the entire reason why it didn't come to PS5 mostly hindered on Forza Horizon 6 doing well. And I will die on that hill. But something to keep in mind, Forza Horizon 6 is coming to PS5 still. I don't think the PS5 version has currently been cancelled. I'm pretty certain it's still in development. So the PS5 version for that's still clearly going to be coming, which does technically make Gears of War E-Day like the first real exclusive of the year, if I have to say. By the way, I thought this game looked amazing. We'll have to see what happens with it, but I think it looked good. Damn, RIP E3, man. Such a cool event. Honestly, I'll actually wait, preview, that's pretty cool. I'll actually kind of die on the hill that, like, if Jeff Keighley turned around and was like, we're bringing back E3, I would actually be so for that. He's not, but it'd be so cool if he did. I'll say that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen anybody fucking do. Shy gay man too anxious to talk to his Indian crush on the bus, so he performs a mating dance to no avail. Heartbreaking. This had me cracking up the first time I saw something, because I'm pretty sure I saw this like 2 days ago. This was posted 18 hours ago, but I think this was a repost. I don't know. I remember seeing this a couple days ago. It was funny as fuck. Character in Brand New Days confirmed to have pink powers. Oh, cool. I'm looking forward to Brand New Day. I think it's going to be decent. I like No More. What was it? No Way Home. I like No Way Home. It's fun. By the way, I thought this was a really cool reveal. I thought the new Crazy Taxi game reveal was actually pretty cool. But I don't fully know. I don't know if I'm just gonna be into it. Like, I can see how it's a pretty cool reveal objectively, but honestly, I don't have any nostalgia for this franchise, so I don't know whether I'll even play it or not. Because I've never played Crazy Taxi before. I don't have any nostalgia for the franchise or anything like that, you know? It also comes down to, well, I'm not 45, so... That was a little male, sorry, yeah. Anyways, let's just move on from that. Mom, I want the middle-aged woman action figure. Bro, something I need to say, I've actually got the Steve action figure from the Minecraft movie, the really, like, weird one. It's like, Mummy, I want the middle-aged man figure. It's literally right behind me right now. It's like, you guys can't see it because I don't have any sort of camera on, but I've got like this background display behind me that shows a bunch of shit that I have. Like, I've got Jak and Daxter Limited Run for PS4. I got like the Metroid Prime games. I also got Dying Light 2, like vinyl record, which I think looks pretty cool. But I also have like the Steve figure behind me. I also have the box for the Minecraft Chicken Jockey Lego set, which I have no regret buying. Wait, I don't even think I bought that. Whatever, it is what it is. Oh, wow. Huh. Oh, and it looks like Wolf Among Us 2 might actually be real and coming out next year. Like, don't get me wrong, it's something I want to make clear. Like, it has been confirmed for next year, but it was also confirmed for 2018. And it was also confirmed for 2023. So, I'm just saying. But I think next year will finally be the year it actually sticks. I'll say that much. Can't play that. This is the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen. Sometimes I think maybe he's a fucking genius. DSP made himself jacked in his new YouTube thumbnail. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Dark Side Phil? What are we doing here? Little bit ridiculous. Oh yeah. I never got this because like here's the thing. Streaming Rust doesn't work. That's why like Spoon Kid and stuff, none of them stream Rust anymore. Because streaming Rust is impossible when you're a bigger creator. There's no way you can just like stream that game. So hard. You get stream sniped every 5 seconds. Like, I know there are ways to like help you prevent stream sniping where you can like hide your screen when you bring up your map, and then you can also not show what server you're going on, but it doesn't stop these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are crazy. These are the type of motherfuckers that literally have like a Discord thing that will literally ping every time you go live, and then you'll have like 50 fucking dudes all maniaculously like looking at your stream, trying to find details to find out which server you're on it. It's just fucking insane. These people are fucking nut jobs. It's generally kind of scary. I'll play that. Oh yeah, y'all don't want to see that. Can't play any of this music, by the way. Fucking, you know. I know exactly why. It's the fucking egg yolk. Egg yolk has a lot of calories in it. You're entirely right. But then there's also another truth about egg yolks. It's where all the fucking protein is. So you're not getting the full amount of protein you're getting from eggs if you take out the egg yolks. That's why there's so much protein in eggs. It's the egg yolks. If you take out the egg yolks, what do you got? You got a proteinless egg. That's stupid. Yeah, like, it may dip calories quite a bit, but it is not good when it comes to protein. So, in all honesty, there's nothing wrong with this side of the spectrum. This right here, there's nothing wrong with this, but don't take the fucking egg yolks out. You will not, and I mean you will not get the same amount of protein you would if it is in there. Don't take the egg yolks out. I don't care if you don't like them. They're too great. They're too great at protein-wise. Nincompoops. There really isn't really much going on. What the fuck?
Day in the life of WWE's most injured superstar. 8 a.m. Wake up with the arm elevated to reduce swelling, right to a little pep talk from my wife. She gotta help me put on deodorant because I can't really do that anymore, but with a little creatine and prime shake, I'll be back in no time. Gotta unwrap to take a look at the bruising. Ooh, a little purple, a little yellow, not too bad. 15 minutes of ice, then 20 minutes of the red light pad, and a brain helmet that makes me more of a genius. Pressure wrap goes back on and brace up to prepare for 90 minutes in the hyperbaric. Don't worry, I got my hammer in case I need to bust out. I picked up the first edition English translation of Sun Tzu's Art of War from 1910, so after I read this, I can conquer.
This guy's such a fucking larper, bro. I've never seen anybody who's just such a fucking larper, man. I'm really excited because we're seeing this new Backrooms movie tomorrow, so I'm really excited to go see it. Euphoria is not made by them, right?
Okay.
I don't understand it. Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think it looks so good. Hey man, I guess I'll find out tomorrow whether it's really the shit. I've been hearing really, really great things about it, but I'll find out tomorrow night. And that's why I'm not going live tomorrow night, specifically because I'll be watching the Backrooms movie. So yeah, the Tate brothers are getting Russian army training. Granted the opportunity, yeah. They actually do. New God of War, new Persona, Ocarina of Time remake, new Xeno Chronicles game, Kingdom Hearts 4, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Alien Isolation, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, and so much more. Game is one. This is true. Doesn't matter what platform you play on. We won. All right. Joking it on the Nintendo Direct was not one of my predictions, bro. What are you doing? Okay. Dead Gears, Space of War. That shit's peak, actually. What are we talking about here? What the fuck? Fascinating.
Screen's fucked for me. Fuck. They got loady. They got loady. Yep.
Who really plays like Warzone in the Big 26?
Oh, it's still fucked up here, bro. I paid it.
Oh, my brother-in-law does. Never mind.
The screen's.
AI is getting freaky, bro. Just to clarify, YouTube, that is AI. That is not a real video. I need to get off Twitter. That is not good. Like, if that was actually real, I would have gotten banned just then. I just want to go click on it again. What the fuck is wrong with me? Just to clarify, YouTube, that was an AI-generated video. That was not real. What the fuck? That could be cool. By the way, I actually never planned anything for Destiny 2 because, conveniently so, I've actually never played Destiny 2. So, I don't know why I'd start now. I'll say that much. I will probably watch Reforge's live stream on it, though. I think that could be pretty cool. Oh, wow, absolutely nothing. Bro. That's super cool. I'm looking forward to it. I got the Star Fox game pre-ordered as we speak right now, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, nah, but again, as I was saying before, I have nothing planned for the Destiny 2 final update. Because again, I'm not a Destiny fan. It's not really my place to go live and LARP and shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit of a LARPer, but not that bad. I'm not that bad, trust me. I wanted to go, originally I was going to go for only 2 hours. I might go for 2:30, but I don't know. Like, I don't really have much more to talk about. I think like we've scoured Twitter, we've seen and done everything we can do, and I will probably be back later playing some more, oh, sorry, jumping into Fate Keeper. So, yeah. Oh yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to tackle. One more thing, and then we'll dip. Then I'll dip. Let me just bring it up quickly. I'm so happy I put my fucking bookmarks on the second monitor. Yeah, right here. One last update for Assassin's Creed. So there's going to be a live...
Last update.
Yes, there's going to be one last thing happening on June 19th, which could basically be anything, but we'll see what happens. I might tune into that live. Who knows? I might just add it to like another stream. So I probably won't make it like a big dedicated title update. I don't really know fully what this is. Like, is it going to be like a show that's going to show some stuff, or like what? Oh, never mind. Okay, let me clarify. This is actually just an update for Shadows. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, sorry. Let me just clarify. This is an update for Shadows. I thought this was going to be like a miniature showcase thing where they were going to be showcasing something cool. But no, this is literally just an update for Shadows. I could not care less about this. Shadows is fucking shit. So, yeah, I don't really care about that. One thing I am sad on is I actually ended up missing the collector's edition for Black Flag. I would have loved owning the collector's edition, but I just couldn't get, like, it sold out so fast, I just didn't get the opportunity to put a deposit on it, so. Little disappointed with that one, but you know, it is what it is. There's one more thing I wanted to look at EB. Yeah, all the collector's editions are sold out here. Obviously, each individual games haven't, but the collector's editions have. But then again, I did end up being able to snag the PS5 version of Fable, so the collector's edition specifically. So, you know, I'm happy with that. In all honesty, where is it? What was I gonna look? Oh yeah, it had something to do with that game. Where is it? Should be in. Oh yeah, Tomb Raider. Yeah, I don't plan on buying the collector's edition for thing. Where did that go? Anything? Nope. Critics when the movie is about minors. Critics when the movie is about minors. Yeah, funny. Yeah, no. The collector's edition for Tomb Raider still isn't sold out, by the way. And I do not plan on buying it. It releases like literally a couple days before Fable, and I need to keep that money for the Fable collector's edition, and it's also just not that cool. Like, it's like, I guess maybe it's a cool statue for people that do like Tomb Raider, but I'm just not a Tomb Raider fan. This is not something that I'm really that into. I will be buying the game, and I will be playing it day one, but I'm not going to LARP and be like, I'm such a big Tomb Raider guy. No, I'm not. In all honesty, this collector's edition, it's like, it's just whatever. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's that cool to me. I can see how it can be like objectively cool to a fan of Tomb Raider, but for me, it's just not it. So I will not be buying it. Yeah. And I've already sorted out the games I'm going to be playing in September. Blood of the Dawn Walker, Wolverine, Control 2, and there was one more. I think it was Townfall, or it was Way of the Sword. It was one or the other. But yeah, I've already selected the game I'm playing in September, because September is a really fucking stacked month. So I do need to pick and choose what I actually play. On release, at least. There's definitely a lot of games in September I will play later down the line, but, you know, it is what it is.
Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
By the way, we always get at least one person saying this with every single showcase, not just Nintendo related, just every showcase in general. It's just always the case. They're like, it was so bad. Like, okay, whatever. I guess it's a personal opinion. It is what it is.
don't.
Hey man, I'm not even gonna judge this because I'm not gonna act like I had any better of a reaction to the Attack on Titan 3.
Thank you, honey.
You ever fuck on this couch?
Not yet. Have I fucked on this couch?
If you would, where exactly on the couch would you fuck?
Right where you're at.
Who actually watches this, dare I say it, goyslop? Who watches this absolute, like, slop content? I've never understood the people who watch this sort of stuff. It's like, why? What appeal do you get out of these people, like, talking? I find them very insufferable to listen to. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm any better, but still, like, how? I've never got that. I've never understood it. Like, how can you listen to these people and be like, I love this so much, it's so hilarious. It's like, come on, bro. I'm just saying. I feel like there's just so much better stuff you could be listening to. Like me. Okay. But yeah, I just think it's such slop content.
Bro, he ain't even jumped down, bro. Man, he cheating, man. He cheating.
Cheating, man. He cheating. That's one thing I did love about Warzone. Like, I never had this personally happen because I was never really that great at Warzone, but there's something different about playing Warzone and then somebody calling you a cheater. I remember watching a lot of, like, the videos where it'd be like, this is back in, like, 2023, or 2022, back when the game was, like, still considerably new, and, like, I'd watch, like, Nick Merckx and, like, Tim the Tap Man play the game, and there'd be motherfuckers being, you're a fucking cheater, man, you're a cheater. So yeah, and that thing where you can hear them right when they die, I thought that was great. I love that. I like Warzone back at launch. I don't really play it anymore, but that's just kind of a common trend with me in online games. I haven't really been playing multiplayer games recently. Yeah. By the way, I've been hearing great things about the Masters of the Universe movie, so maybe.
Hi, I'm Duncan.
Never mind. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been hearing really great things about it, so maybe it'd be worth checking out. A lot of people are saying it's Transformers 1 all over again, where it's like such an amazing product, but it's just getting overshadowed and not doing that great. But I guess I'll find out eventually, because my brother and my dad really want to go see it, so maybe we'll 3 go see it. Amazon boss was asked about the future of 007 franchise. Based off how it's doing, it seems so far, it seems like a sequel should be made, as IO have been great partners so far. Clarifies that Amazon has not been confirmed as the publisher of a potential sequel. All right. Am I way too video game brained, or wouldn't a drone with an explosive payload just try to crash in a general area? No, it probably would. He's entirely right. It's not going to try to hit them directly. If you've got a fucking drone with like a thing of C4 strapped to the top of it, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to like just try to hit somebody directly. You just hit the general area because the explosion would be great enough to hurt them. I'm just saying. Okay. That really is enough, Twitter. We can't be having swastikas come up, guys. This is just not good. This is not good. We can't be showing that, okay? We can't fucking be showing that. What the fuck? This shit's getting ridiculous, man. What's Destiny sitting at right now on stream? Oh, it's literally the top result. But it's not the top result when oh, it's right there. Fuck. I'm just blind. 4,000, that's really low. 37,000 is actually pretty high. I found it funny how on Twitter people were like, look, the game has 37,000 players. That's so much more than Marathon. But it's like, you've got to come to the realization of something, you fucking moron. The only reason why people are going in and playing the game now is because it's shutting down. That's why there's 37,000 people playing right now. Sorry, that's why there was the 37,000 people playing the past 24 hours. Not because it was averaging that a month ago, but because, like, if we go back by a month, I'm pretty certain Like over a 3-month period. Yeah, like only this was around when they revealed. Yeah, so it was around here, or it was around here when they revealed that the game was basically going to be getting no more content updates, and then it like boomed in popularity. Before that point, it was averaging just around 10K, and on some worst days, like 9 to 8K. I know it's at 4K, but I think it's because the update is right now releasing and they're maintaining the servers as we speak. So I think that's the reason why it's so low is what it is right now. There's probably just people on like the menu and stuff, but whatever. We need to clarify that this game, before they announced that it was shutting down, which was right here, around here, it was doing around the same or less than Marathon. If we bring up Marathon right now, I'm pretty sure we can. Let me just... By the way, the reason why I go off screen is because I have no clue what'll actually pop up when I... Like, for all I know, it could come up like with like Pornhub or some shit like that. Like, even as we speak, like, that's really bad. That's actually really bad. Is there like an update going on? Because that's not the average for the game. That's like really low. That's really low. That was the free update day, and then it's been like declining since then. There must be an update out right now, so people must just be in the menu. But yeah, the game's found its stride. It's averaging 10K players without any content. Destiny 2 was averaging around the same with no content. So Marathon with no content, 10,000 players. Easily that's a pretty solid average. That's its peak, and then ever since it's really stopped getting a large amount of content. It didn't stop getting content, but I don't believe they released any content throughout the entirety of May until Season 2 released on June 3rd. But yeah, just to clarify, like, the game found its stride. This is all throughout May. From May 11th onwards, it just averaged around 10K daily. You know? So Marathon found its community, it found its stride, and now it's averaging like 10K. But something to keep in mind, that's with no content. That's with no new updates, no new anything. That's something to clarify. That's just something to just remember. So yeah, 10,000 without any new content. You know what I mean? That's 2 months after launch, no new content. And then Marathon, and then you got Destiny, which it's like fucking almost 10 years after release, or it's like, I think the game released in like 2018, so what, 8 years after release? Look at this, 8 years after release, and the game, I think the 3-month graph was better, and it was averaging around 10K players without content. They were basically doing the same thing by the time they made the decision. That's something we really need to clarify here, is Destiny and Marathon, and I said this in my video about the situation, I said, this decision probably came down to one thing, being Marathon was just the newer game with more potential. That's probably what you're looking at right here. Because when we look at these graphs throughout most of May, these two games were averaging almost the exact same amount of players. They were both averaging like 10K players on like a normal daily basis. And then Marathon was averaging 10K players on a normal daily basis. Both these games without content, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, they had content, but 2 months from their latest release, their latest content update. For Marathon, that was literally the launch of the game. And then for Destiny, that was actually longer than 2 months ago, but whatever. It's a similar whatever. It is what it is. They were like, without content, without like newly released content, they were basically averaging the same amount, which is around like 10K players daily. With Destiny going a little bit lower than Marathon here. Like Marathon basically stayed above 10. Destiny 2 on a weekday will like go down to like 9 or 8. But overall, they were basically averaging the same thing. So this decision was probably a really big 50-50. Do we cut Marathon or do we cut Destiny? And I think the reason why they cut Destiny instead of Marathon really comes down to two things. Marathon is the newer game with more potential. And let's be real here, how bad does it look that Bungie releases a game and then 2 months later they just shut it down? That's a really bad look for the company. They spend all these resources and all this money on doing Marathon, and they go, we're going to shut it down. From a perspective like that, it makes far more sense to shut down Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 has been through the ringer, it's been around for a long time, and even if you think it has a better potential to be better than Marathon, it still doesn't change the fact that it's been out longer, and it doesn't make sense to shut it down. Realistically, they shouldn't be shutting anything down. They should continue releasing content for Destiny 2. I will die on that hill. But out of the two, what are you going to do? Are you going to shut down the game that you just launched 2 months ago, that you put a shit ton of resources in and just released? Or are you going to shut down the game or stop releasing content for the game you released 8 years ago that's kind of been slowing down with content that isn't new? Even if you think one has more potential to a certain extent, you're going to do the newer launch that you just put way more resources into. That is an undeniable truth. You know, it would look far worse for Bungie to shut down Marathon than Destiny 2. And I will die on that hill. And that's mostly what you're looking at here. You know what I mean? Are you going to shut down the game that you spent, years making with many of resources that just released 2 months ago? Or are you going to shut down the game that you released 8 years ago that has been slowing down with content? You're going to do the one you released 8 years ago. One looks far less worse than the other. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So, yeah, it's like turning around and going, Marathon's doing so well because it had 40,000 players on the third. It's like, yeah, this was the release date of Season 2. Plus, it also had a free fucking play weekend right here. So it's like, it's a bad example. It's the same with this. It's like, look how much Destiny's averaging. It's like, yeah, Destiny did have a huge spike in players after they announced they were shutting it down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. But then again, there is an argument to be made of like, oh, maybe if they'd actually released content for the game, people would have came back to it. And yeah, there's definitely an argument to be made there. Again, I'm not saying they should shut down Destiny 2, and I'm not saying they should remove content from the game. I'm just saying it kind of makes sense why they did Destiny 2 instead of Marathon. You know? And again, it comes down to one's newly released, they put a bunch of resources into it, then the other one, released 8 years ago. I just think it mostly comes down to that. One's newer with a bunch of resources put in it that only released 2 months ago. And honestly, shutting down Marathon would look far worse than shutting down Destiny 2. Because at least you can make the argument of like, oh, Destiny 2 released more than 8 years ago, released a long time ago. So now we're finally going to be done with content for the game. At least there's like an argument to be made there. With Marathon, game came out 2 months ago. There's not really much of an argument you can make with that one. I'm just saying. So... yeah, but again, this is a skewed metric because this was the free launch weekend plus the Season 2 launch. This is skewed. And then again, this is also skewed because this was right when they announced that they were going to be like cutting content from the game, that they were no longer going to be releasing content or new content for the game. So yeah, of course, you're going to have a large amount of people just like jump in because, well, Destiny's only realistically got like what? 20 days left, 20 days until the final content update. Like, fuck, what, that's sad. Yeah, so I think it makes complete sense that they're shutting down Destiny 2 instead of Marathon. I get it, it's the unpopular opinion, and it's the unpopular decision. I understand that. And I also understand that, I also want to say from a point of view, like, I don't want either to shut down. I don't want either of them to stop getting content for them. Because both of them have, like, a niche, nice community of people that just love playing the game. And those people don't deserve to have their game ripped away from them. I don't believe that at all. But if we're gonna look at it objectively, like, it makes sense why one shut down over the other. I'll just say that much. But anyways, we'll move on from the Marathon stuff. I get this blinding headache right now. It's really fucking killing me. Barbieheimer was nothing. Hell is us. What was that? Garfield Escape Monday. Control 2. Dragon Quests. What's that? It's in Roman numerals. What's that, like 8? Something like that. Townfall, Hot Wheels, Infinite Rush. Valor Mortis. Valor Mortis. I think Valor... I'm probably going to butcher it, whatever. I'm pretty sure it says Valor Mortis. It's something like that. I definitely know that says Mortis, whatever it is. I'm actually looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a good game, honestly. Bro. Not as good as I was expecting. Is he just... Oof, that direct was not as good as what I was expecting. To be fair, that kind of happens. That kind of happens. Let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these really, really high expectations, especially after, like, the Xbox, showcase that was so incredibly good. Really, really windy outside. wouldn't shock me if the power went out. I'm gonna end stream really soon because now it's been 2.5 hours, so I can finally actually end this stream. Whoa. Y'all can probably fucking hear that right now. That is ridiculous. Anyways, as I was saying, two things. Thing number one, Nick is actually also from Australia, which I never knew. Hey man, dab me up. I'm just saying. I didn't know he was from Australia, by the way. I really didn't think he was. But I think that's just like a cool little thing. Yeah, I'm just saying. And then secondly, I know where he's coming from. Expectations really high because the entire showcase period was just that good. And then we get to the Nintendo Direct and it was just kind of, at least like for hardcore Nintendo fans, it was probably great. But for people like me that just aren't that interested in Nintendo games, it wasn't that great. You know what I mean? But that is what it is. It mostly comes down to personal opinion, I'll say. So yeah, I'll say that much. I wonder how many people know about this Attack on Titan OVA. I think I know what it is.
Well, I think one of the first things that...
That's fucking awesome, finally, bro. Could you imagine they showed...
I actually think I said this yesterday on stream. Yeah. 2.4 million, 4.6 million. Yeah, there's an argument to be made. I don't know.
We got to address this view botting issue now. They are not letting it go. Any ideas? What if we put all the...
I'll watch that in a sec. I'll say PlayStation's YouTube account undeniably has, I feel like, far more reach than the Xbox One, but I also just don't think that's that big of a deal. I just don't think it matters that much. I'll just say that much. I will just say that much.
Okay, guys, we got to address this view botting issue now. They are not letting it go. Any ideas? What if we put all the blame on the smaller streamers, so that way it makes the bigger streamers look more legit? What? That doesn't make any sense. Did you just hiss at me? Man, really good idea. Unfortunately, we already tried that last year. Couldn't we just start off by removing in-bed streams? It's like the only legitimate way we can just stop a portion of the view botting. What a stupid idea. Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, why don't we try to just use more money and resources and do what YouTube does and combat the view botting in real time? Holy fuck, are you dumb? Who is this guy? Are you fucking a moron? Is this a joke? Oh, we could just cap their viewers. Like if the number goes up higher than normal, you just stop it. Well, that doesn't make sense. How are you gonna control that with tens of thousands of streamers? On top of that, what happens if somebody's numbers naturally do go up? And it doesn't really solve streamers who are already viewbotting. Those are their normal numbers. Wow. That's a great idea. Seriously? Oh my God, you could even let them cap their own stream numbers. What streamer would willingly lower their own views? Holy shit, then imagine if we could let them lower their own pay. Holy fuck, this place is stupid.
Honestly, he's not fucking wrong. I'll just say that. For all Aussies waiting to jump onto the Xbox console world, Big W has got an amazing offer in the toy category. That's not bad. EB's got a really good deal too, though, with Xbox. Oh, I'm not going to type anything into that. I'm not bowling. I don't have a second computer, so I do most certainly watch porn on this computer. I will just say that much. I'll literally just say that much. So I've got to be careful with what I type because for all I know, anything could fucking come up. I know that sounds nasty as shit, but it's like, bro, what more do you want from me? Like, this, by the way, this is a really good deal. So, like 630. I actually do have Plus. I only pay for it because of like card games and stuff like Magic the Gathering. But anyways, yeah. So 239 or 280. Let's just check out Big W. Yeah, no, chat, I'm not bowling like a lot of other people. Like, I don't have like a second computer I can just like watch porn on or anything like that. I'm not bowling like that. I'm just saying. See, this is pretty good considering it's actually a brand new, I gotta be careful typing shit into that fucking bar. This is pretty good considering, like, this is a brand new Xbox. This is for a pre-owned one, but it is like $100 cheaper, so maybe that's not that bad. Let's check out JB. Oh, again, they run on the same promo, 779. That's not bad, actually. I wouldn't mind doing it, but it's going to take a number of work days to save up for a brand new Xbox, but I think I might do it. I don't know whether I'm going to save up for a new one or just a pre-owned one. Might be new, I don't know. But I do want to kind of get it before Halo Campaign Evolved, which is in a couple of weeks. Around a month or so. So we'll see what happens. What else? What else is going on? What's happening? From the looks of it, absolutely nothing. You've lost me, KFC. It's Parma, not Palmy. Parma. Oh. Honestly, I love KFC, but I do not like the Parma burger. I think it's absolutely shit. Then again, the Parma Burger Feast does look pretty good. I will die on that hill. I might. We'll see what happens next time I go. Oof. Which show do you like more? Easily Mirage. Like, tough one. Village of Memories was exceptionally good, but from a fun POV, Shadows is clear. Nah. Thing is, I liked Mirage because Mirage was really like back to roots Assassin's Creed. And that's why I loved Mirage so much. Because it really did remind me a lot of like the earlier Assassin's Creed games, which I have played a little bit of, like 1 and 2 and things like that. Shadows was just bad. Shadows had a horrible story. It was not fun. It had horrible mechanics. It was boring. It was stupid. You know what I mean? It was not a good Assassin's Creed game, and I will literally die on that hill. It was technologically shit. It was graphically shit. Its gameplay was so limited compared to other Assassin's Creed games. It just wasn't that good. You know what I mean? The only redeeming quality is the fact that you could play as either a light, more like stealth character, or like a more heavy character. But again, this is Assassin's Creed. Why would you even want the choice to play as a fucking, like, tank character? Why would you even need that choice? You know, I don't know. I just don't think it makes much sense. Like, I get it. It's been in a couple other Assassin's Creed games. Like, I guess you could play, like, when it comes to style, you could maybe play, like, other Assassin's Creed games like in that similar style, but I don't know. I just think it's stupid. No, okay. I didn't mind the whole, oh, you can play as like a heavy sort of character. I thought that was okay. You can play as the other character. I forgot what his name was, but I thought that was like an okay feature. I didn't really mind it. But also, like, we're talking about it as an Assassin's Creed game. Who's going, yeah, let's play Assassin's Creed, but I don't want to play as the assassin. No, 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 no. I actually want to play as the heavy guy. It's like, huh? Why would I want that in my Assassin's Creed game? I could never wrap my head around it. I think the choice is fine, but I could just never wrap my head around why. So AC Shadows is not even remotely as good as Mirage. Mirage is just classic Assassin's Creed. It's a little bit more linear. It's overall really great. I'm not saying it's a linear game. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot more linear. It's a lot funner. It's a lot smoother as an Assassin's Creed game. It's got a better story. And even graphically and technologically, it's just better. Feels better, plays better. It is better. And I will die on that hill. But anyways, moving on.
Here, listen.
The Big Bang Theory?
No way! They're talking about Kingdom Hearts!
Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if it looks like complete doo-doo cakes on the Switch too.
も複雑。私たちが定義する光と闇を定義するしなかった。でもそれを定義する
No way!
この世界に現れた。
What? Oh! What? What? And a direct?
That's great energy. I love that. I can't play that. All right, I'll just say it. That's kind of gay, bro. I'll just say that much. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. Demand for Xbox consoles is currently out distributing supply. Here's the thing with this. It's like, it most certainly is, but as what Paul Tessie said this, and I think he's entirely right about this, by the way, the reason why this is happening isn't because it's selling at such a large pace. This is happening because production is slowed down to such a small little crawl that now people actually do want to own Xboxes. They are selling out a bit everywhere, but that's mostly not because of like, oh, it's selling immensely well. Again, it's more than likely probably just because, again, production probably has crawled to a fucking inch. You know what I mean? It's probably just not going that fast, if I have to say so myself. So, yeah. But hey, maybe that's the reason why. I don't fucking know. This was the tweet I saw. It was from Nogla. So, rare Nogla L. I'm just saying. No, but he's entirely wrong here. You know what I mean? Like, there are games that do fall under the category of friend slop. You know what I mean? And they're just boring, 4-player co-op, fucking shitty-ass games. They're cheaply made, and they're basically just cash grabs. Those are friend slop. I will die on that hill. But yeah, this was the tweet I was talking about. I was like, I forgot who it was by, but now I do. It was Nogla. Again, a very rare Nogla, like, L, because, like, he's wrong here. Friend slop is a real thing, and I will die on that hill. Friend slop refers to an actual type of game. I don't think you know what it means. I don't know if that's true. It's so obvious when a game is specifically made to be a 2 to 4 quirky chungus Twitch streamers to have crazy wacky adventures in. That's what friend slop is. Exactly. My friends and I play those games and call them friend slop as well. It has just become such an overused genre, and it's easy for indie devs to get into. So we are getting major burnout. There are really good ones, but we just moved on and shrug when we see a new one every week. No, this guy is 101% right. And this is the big problem. And this is why friend slop is a real term, because they are fun, they are decent sometimes, and there are some really good ones, but a majority of them are just cheaply made, shitty slop. You know what I mean? It's just there as a cash grab. I will die on that hill. Some of those games are really bad. I will be playing this later, by the way. Video gets taken down for including a PS5 logo. Definitely a last-minute decision.
That horse has.
I am.
ชุดพรางเป็นอนาคอนดาแล้วเดี๋ยวจะเข้าไปหาฝูงงูจริงๆในบึงนี้ปิดหน้ากากเรียบร้อยต้องคานให้เหมือนที่สุดนั่นไงเห็นแล้วเงียบๆกำลังผ่านตัวผมไปเลยมันไม่สงสัยเลยภารกิจสำเร็จพวกมันไม่รู้เลยว่าผมเป็นคนขอบคุณที่ตามมาดูครับผมอยู่ใน
I was about to say these Asians are kind of insane, but when I say Asians, I mostly mean like Filipinos and people from Thailand and Malaysia and stuff. Well, like when I say like these sorts of Asians are crazy, I'm not talking about like Japanese or Chinese or Mongolians. I'm talking about like what they call the Thailandese and like the fucking Malaysians and shit. They are goddamn crazy, and I love it completely. Can't play that. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 icons on the PlayStation Store for PS4 and PS5. It looks to just be like a port, not a remaster, so there's no new names or changes. If they do this, it cannot be a cross-play with PS3 and Xbox 360. Fair enough. Wait. Activision porting 2 of my favorite video games of all time? Let's go! Literally, the first ever game I ever played was Black Ops 1. Yeah, and you can mostly blame my older brother for that one, but whatever. And honestly, these two getting just ports to PS5 and PS4, I am all for. and I will be dead. I will be there day one. The thought of playing Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Halo, and MW4 and GTA 6, Cargo in this year. What the fuck is Congo? Portal remaster, I don't care. I'll take it, bro. That's what I'm saying. I follow Starforge. I do.
On nothing.
You are more than your armor. More than your mission. And more than they can handle.
I think Halo Campaign Evolved looks so fucking good. Oh yeah. There's rumors that apparently the trailer that was premiered, this one, the cinematic trailer, story trailer, was originally meant to be showcased at the PlayStation State of Play, but apparently it was cancelled last minute due to obviously strategy changes by Xbox, and apparently PlayStation wasn't very happy with that, and yeah, but then they ended up premiering it like a couple days later, and that's the exact reason why it says captured on PS5 Pro, because this was apparently, again, this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but apparently this was originally meant to be shown at the PlayStation State of Play, but then they pulled out last minute because of strategy changes and stuff, and that's why it says captured on PS5, so just keep that in mind. But again, I think Halo Campaign Evolved looks so much better than what it did originally when we first saw it. When we first saw it, I thought it looked really bad. I thought it looked absolutely shit. I thought the game looked shit. I thought it looked like it played shit. I just thought overall Halo Campaign Evolved looked horrible. I did not like the way that it looked. I thought it looked bad. You know, it looked like it ran like shit. It just looked not good. But our updated look of it, like in this recent trailer, I think it looks so much better than what it initially did. Like, this is good. Like, but like when we originally saw it and the gameplay was really like stiff, and it was really like no, not stiff, sorry, that's the wrong word. It looked very glitchy. It just didn't look right. It looked like the performance on it was really, really bad, and I didn't like that. But here the performance looks really good. Like, I think this looks great.
You are more than your armor. More than your mission. And more than they can handle. They believe they can break us. They believe the fight ends here. They're wrong.
By the way, like, I've barely played any Halo games, so this is actually going to be my first introduction to the Halo franchise, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I think it's going to be so good, in all honesty. You know, 2 hours and 50 minutes into the stream, we might just go for 3 hours and then we'll be done with it. Because I kind of want to hit the 3 hour mark. I was originally just going to hit the 2 hour mark, and then I said fuck it and ended up going for the 2.5 hour mark, and now we're about to hit the 3 hour mark, so that's how my streams go. I don't know if I will start a new stream later because I might just run out of time. If I didn't have to work today or tomorrow, whatever, technically today, I would most certainly start my stream way later, like 6 o'clock in the morning, but I gotta work tomorrow and it's really fucking annoying, so It's always work this and work that. I actually played a little bit more No More Room in Hell. I was about to say State of Decay. I actually played a little bit more No More Room in Hell off stream. I had a decent time with it. I thought it was pretty fun. I got to play some like different maps and stuff than what I initially played, and I thought it was really fun. I had a great time, honestly. It really is that good. You know, I still don't think it's as good as the original, but it's still decent. I don't mind it. Still haven't touched Subnautica 2. I've still got that 24-hour stream planned for it, but it's just picking the day because we're open so often, and I don't really like streaming while people are here in the building. So it's just like, besides my brother, I'm cool with streaming while he's here. He's chill like that. Everyone else, it's a little bit awkward, so I just got to pick a day. I got to pick a day where my parents aren't going to be here. We're going to be closing for the day, and once I get that green light that we're going to be closing, the stream will start, and we will play Subnautica 2 for a 24-hour period. We will beat the game, we'll have fun with it, and then we'll be done. You know, granted, 24-hour streams are considerably hard on YouTube. They're not the easiest to do, but we'll say fuck it and we'll just do it. Yeah, and if we have to restart the stream a couple times, we'll just do that. It's whatever. So yeah, but I will be doing my 24-hour stream of Subnautica 2. Still got it installed and everything. Just waiting for that day. And that might be soon because my parents do have a thing later in June, and I might just try to get them to close. So yeah, Blades of Fire. I tried to play it. I actually got a key from 505 Games to play it, but I just couldn't get into it. I ended up missing my deadline for making content on the game, and I don't really regret that because, in all honesty, I just I didn't have fun with it. I just didn't think it was that great of a game, and like I know the reviews here look good, but I thought it was like a shitty kind of like stiff Souls-like game. I just couldn't get into it. I just didn't have fun playing it. So yeah. Crimson Desert is really that good of a game. It's great. It doesn't, I don't know why my hours aren't there. Whatever it is, what it is. Arc Raiders. I haven't even touched it yet. But I do want to play it. It looks like a great game. And I got to play the Service Slam, so see what happens. Again, I want to jump back into Dune Awakening or Persona 4. I'm looking forward to this one. I only recently got into the Persona franchise, but just like Xeno Chronicles, I feel like now is such a great time to get into Persona because you've got all these games to play in the past. With Persona, it's like 5 and then 3 remake, and then you've got all this stuff coming in the near future, being Persona 4 Revival, which is the remake, and then again you've got the other one, the fucking Persona 6. You know, you've got a remake and then you've got a new entry in the franchise, plus 2 pretty recent releases. I'm just saying, I feel like now's such a great time to get into the Persona franchise. Yeah, I like Persona. Granted, I have a hard time playing them because they're just so fucking long. But I do like the franchise, so I might play 4. We'll just have to see what happens. Then I'm pretty sure 4 is the longest like game of all time. Let me check. Okay. Let's try this. Depends on how you measure it. From start to finish. Whatever. It says Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, Royal. Then Persona 3. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's just like a little bit more time to pass. Whoa, I wonder who he's meant to be. Immensely rich, massive ass nose. That's definitely not an indication of anything. I'm sorry, that was a little mean. Megabonk is such a big W, man. I've never bought it and I've never played it, but the fact that it's just like a chill $10 game, I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for that. Just like reasonably like pricing your game. Wow, this is such a random one. I did not expect to see Returnal there. I'm really happy like I know I'm very unpopular for saying this, but I'm very happy with the PlayStation's going back to actual exclusivity. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as a user of that platform, I want exclusive content, and I'm happy they're going back to just making games on on PlayStation. But then again, the same applies with Xbox. Like, I'm really happy they're going back to only on Xbox. So yeah, Halo Campaign Evolved. By the way, I'm not buying this on PC. I will be buying it on either Xbox or PlayStation. Probably Xbox, but we'll see what happens. I don't know why. I just like prefer playing games on console. I know people are like, but PC's so much better because you get unlimited FPS and it can look better. And it's like, yeah, but it's not as good. I just don't find it as fun. I just don't find it as fun. You know what I mean? I find it so much funner playing games on console, and I have no clue why. I just do. By the way, all of these gameplay shots are fake. I don't like that at all. This is fake. This is a placeholder like video. Like, see, my big problem with the Fable game is just its recent showing at the Xbox Game Showcase is this. It's the fact that all of the gameplay we saw was clearly fake placeholder gameplay. It was fabricated gameplay, and I did not like that. You know what I mean? Show us real gameplay. Your game releases in like less than like what, 6 months, 7 months? Show us real gameplay. Because this is not real gameplay. This was not real gameplay. All of this is not real gameplay. Show us real gameplay. And Xbox has always been kind of scummy like that. Just being very like FOMO with it. You know what I mean? Like, none of this is real. This is not real gameplay. It's all placeholder. It's all fake. You know? And like, we've seen real gameplay of footage. We saw real gameplay of footage during the Xbox Developer Direct. And it looked, at least in my opinion, I know a couple of other opinions, some people didn't really like it, but I thought the gameplay looked pretty decent. Granted, I think it was a little bit clunky and it did look a little bit slow, but ultimately, like, I didn't mind the gameplay we did see of the game. But they're just not showing that now, and it's really weird. Is it like, it could be maybe a situation of like they heard the backlash or they saw the backlash through the original gameplay scene, so they were like, oh, we're gonna rework some stuff, but it's not really ready yet. Maybe that's what we're looking at here. Maybe they don't feel confident showing it yet, but you're so close to release. You're not really that far from release, and you're not really confident in showing real gameplay. I don't trust that. That's just scary to me. You know, I don't regret buying the collector's edition, mostly because I'm buying it mostly because I think the art book looks cool and the statue looks cool. I'm not really buying the collector's edition for the game. If I was buying the collector's edition for the game, I would have just, well, bought the game. I wouldn't have fucking bothered with the collector's edition. No, I bought the collector's edition because I like the statue. So I don't regret buying the collector's edition at all, even if the game does end up being bad. I don't, like, I'll have zero regret at all. But still, I'm not confident. You know, I mean, like, show us gameplay. You don't have long until release. Show us what you got in store gameplay wise, and quit showing fake placeholder gameplay, because you're not fooling anybody. This is not real. You know? Fucking hell. Like, yeah, like, again, back here. This is not real. This is not real. None of this is gameplay. This is all placeholder shit. You know? Yeah, it's just really concerning for me. Like, you're close to release, show us real gameplay. Now, for State of Decay 2, it's on the contrary. I don't feel the same way about State of Decay 2. And my reason for that is because, first off, the gameplay we saw seemingly is real for State of Decay 2, and that's why I'm not as really worried. Sorry, State of Decay 3. Let me reframe there. Which, you know, eases my worries a little bit. All the gameplay we did end up seeing was completely real, which I'm very happy that was the case. That's last year's showing. My only big concern is that all of the gameplay we did see was like really small snippets. Like, if we go back here, like, yeah, like, all of this is just small snippets of gameplay. It's like small, less than 5-second clips of gameplay. That's a little bit worrying, but the game's also not releasing February of next year. No. The game is releasing sometime in 2027. That could be late 2027, which means even if the gameplay is clunky right now and isn't that good, based on what we do see, I don't think it is, but even if the gameplay did turn out to be kind of clunky and a little bit buggy, that wouldn't really matter because the game's probably a year from releasing. It's probably more than a year from releasing, so it gets a little bit of a pass because it's got a lot of time, but Fable doesn't. Fable's got like 8 months. It's got 8 to 9 months. well, not even 9 months. It's like 8 months, 7 months. That seems like a long time, but in all honesty, it's like I guess maybe I'm wrong on that one. Maybe a lot can change in 7 months, but I don't know. I feel like in 7 months, it's like you got 7 months. You're showcasing your game at the Xbox Game Showcase. I get it. This is meant to be more of like a cinematic story trailer. I understand that completely, but it doesn't mean you should be putting placeholder gameplay on it, gameplay in it. Even if it is meant to be like a cinematic story trailer, even for cinematic story trailers, when you're doing something like that, you need to show real gameplay, and you not showing real gameplay is worrying. I don't like that. I'm not saying the game won't ship. The game 100% will ship. It's literally got a firm release date and pre-orders. That game will release. It's just, how will it release? Will it release in a good position? Will it release well? Or will it release shit? I'm getting a little worried. Like, we're getting close to release and you're still showing placeholder gameplay that's not real. I don't like that. That's concerning. But the thing with State of Decay 3 is the gameplay we did see was real. All of this gameplay is real, and that's why State of Decay 3 is not on the same level as Fable. First off, one releases in 7 months, the other one doesn't. And then again, one showed fully placeholder gameplay, and the other one showed actual real gameplay, even if it was like 5-second snippets. So yeah, and yeah, it's like, I'll just say that much. So even though the 5-second snippets is a little bit worrying for the State of Decay 3 gameplay, there's also the other fact being the game's probably more than a year from launch. It is releasing next year. That is something to keep in mind, but it's probably going to be releasing late next year, like September, August of next year, which means it's more than a year away. It's got time. You know what I mean? And it's got more chances to showcase gameplay in a more in-depth look. Fable doesn't. I'll just say that much. I really hurt my throat talking like I just did just then. I'll do one more Twitter scroll and then we'll call it a day because I am at the 3-hour mark for this stream. Couch Co-op is back. I might have to jump into it with me, brother.
For the final battle.
Jeff Keighley was found dead on June 8th, 2026 in his apartment with 79 stab wounds, bro. The Half-Life community really is something like demonic and evil, man. I'll read that later. Okay, what's with these motherfuckers releasing popcorn buckets that don't hold popcorn? Why do we keep getting that? They did the same thing with the Supergirl like popcorn bucket. They're like, look, the Supergirl popcorn bucket, and then they show it, and it's like, it holds like barely half a scoop of popcorn. It's like, why are we releasing popcorn buckets that don't actually hold popcorn? The whole point of a popcorn bucket is for it to hold popcorn. If it can't hold popcorn, it's just a glorified toy. Like, at least the Minecraft movie ones actually held, like, popcorn. These ones fucking don't. This holds probably barely a scoop of popcorn. Fuck are we doing here? Sitting on that seat like you bouncing on some dick. Wow. Okay. Wow. After the final update. Nintendo stock is free falling after the Nintendo Direct. No idea why. Apparently it's due to the announcement of too many old ports. That seems really stupid. I don't know how true this is, but that seems pretty fucking stupid. Let me just check it. Actually, I can literally just like copy and paste it. That does not seem to be the case. That's a 1-day period. That's a 5-day period. That's a 1-year period. It's actually higher than what it was a couple of years ago. Wait, this is this is a month period. It's actually higher than it was in May. is this the right thing? Is this right? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't really know. Wait. Oh, I guess maybe it is. Like, I'm not gonna sit around and act like I know anything really about stocks. I really don't. So I'm not gonna laugh here. I'm just gonna say. But this is interesting. I guess I can see the argument. It's like, oh, you really didn't show anything like first party wise. All they really showed at the direct was like a couple free updates, a couple updates on games that are coming out this year, and yeah, it was mostly just third party ports. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but a large amount of what was shown today was just third party ports, which is just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, well, I think we got some really cool reveals. There's no debate there. We got to see Kingdom Hearts 4, and then we also got to see the new Ocarina of Time remake. But the truth of it is, one's a remake, and then the rest of them were basically just ports and remasters. Ports, remasters, and that's basically it. I get it. You got a lot of those you need to showcase, but still, you know. And by the way, I need to point something out. Capcom really is Nintendo's best friend right now. They got Way of the Sword releasing day one on Switch 2. Pragmata released day one on Switch 2, did really well. And then they're even bringing stuff like Dragon's Dogma 2 back from, you know, whatever the fuck it was doing to release on Switch 2. The same with even, like, a franchise they haven't touched for, like, 10 years, being Devil May Cry. They haven't touched that franchise for, like, 5 years, but they randomly bring it out of the fucking grave just to release it on Switch 2. I have a weird amount of admiration for that. So, Nintendo, keep Capcom close because they're one of your best friends right now. They are doing you guys great work. And they're releasing some of the most, like, top-end ports, by the way. They're not just, like, releasing ports for no reason. A lot of the ports they've been releasing on the Nintendo Switch 2 have been really, really great ports. I will die on that hill. Pragmata plays and looks really great on the Switch 2. Resident Evil Requiem looks and plays really great on the Switch 2. You know? Honestly, they're a great partner to Nintendo, and Nintendo needs to work with them closer because Capcom knows how to do a Nintendo Switch 2 port, you know? Like, I own a PS5. I'm not going to be buying any Capcom games on Nintendo platforms. Like, I'm not going to be going out of my way to buy Way of the Sword on Switch 2. Like, trust me, I own a PS5. If I had to choose, I'm going to choose PS5 every single time. It just plays better. But in the grand scheme of things, like, for a Switch port, they really do play good. You know what I mean? Again, it's not comparable to something like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X and S, but again, like, we're talking about a high-end, we're talking about a, like, hybrid handheld console compared to a standalone, what's the term I'm looking for? High-end gaming console. They're not comparable when it comes to the stuff that's in them, I guess you could say. My throat is really dry right now. But yeah, I'm not, yeah. That probably didn't make much sense, but I feel like you guys are kind of getting the point. Capcom is doing a really, really great job with ports right now for the Switch 2, and it's really impressive. Again, even though I really don't buy them myself, because again, I have a PS5, I have a high-end gaming console, I don't need to buy these third-party games for the Switch 2. It's still, like, they are still really good ports. And if you only do have a Switch 2, I can see this generation actually being passable for you without having to buy a PC or a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, I still recommend you do if you do like to play these games on a larger scale. But ultimately, like, we're getting to a point where you could probably just own a Switch 2 and be happy with that. Even if these games do run objectively better on a PS5 or an Xbox, the honest to God truth of it is we're at a point in this generation where with the Switch 2, where you could basically for the next couple of years just have a Switch 2. You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, you really don't need a PS5, I would say. Like, don't get me wrong, if you had to pick, I'd probably say PS5 because one does play higher definition games majoritively better. There's no real debate there. But I feel like if you were to just buy one and you really were leaning towards a Switch really is not a bad option. I would say so. I don't think it's better, but I would definitely say it's not a bad option. You know, because again, you're getting a great portfolio of first-party games, and then you're also getting these third-party games that actually do run kind of well and do look pretty good. So, yeah, hey man, I'm just saying the Switch 2, unlike the Switch 1, the Switch 2 is actually a pretty good choice for third-party games. And I'll just leave it there. I'll just say that much. So yeah, for third-party games, unlike the Switch 1, the Switch 2 is majoritively better so far. So yeah. The last thing I do want to mention, right, is the I'll just say this much. At PAX Australia last year, I got to play the Elden Ring Switch 2 port. And I'll just say this one thing. I think people will be pleasantly surprised with how well it runs. I got to play it at PAX Australia last year, and it ran really well. It was really fun. And honestly, it really was that good. So I think people are in for a surprise with the Switch 2 version of Elden Ring. I think people are going to be very shocked at how well it runs. Because in my opinion, it runs really well. And by the way, I played it in handheld mode. I didn't play in docked mode. That's another thing to keep in mind. So I played it in handheld mode, and it ran really great and really smooth at like a consistent, like I think it was like 4K, 30 FPS. It was really good. You know what I mean? It ran really well. It looked really good. And again, you know, for a handheld version, again, because I was playing the handheld version while I was playing the game at PAX Australia, I thought for a high definition AAA game, in handheld mode, it ran astonishingly well. I didn't even, it could probably run at 4K 60 while docked. I'm not confirming anything. I'm not saying that it does because I never played the docked version of Elden Ring on the Switch 2. They only had they basically only had it in handheld mode. So when I went to PAX Australia, I didn't actually get to play it on a TV. So I don't know how it runs, but considering how well it ran while in handheld mode on the Switch 2, it wouldn't shock me if it runs really, really well in docked mode on the Switch 2. So I think it's going to be a sleeper. I think it's going to end up being really, really good for the Switch 2. And if you don't own Elden Ring yet, it might be something worth checking out for the Switch 2, because it really did run that well. I don't know whether it's going to run that well when it actually does launch. For all I know, maybe it was like a fake version of the game. Like, I don't fucking know. Like the Borderlands, because I got to play Borderlands 4 for the Switch 2, which is now like a fully delayed port of the game. I got to also play that at PAX Australia. And that was a fake version of the game. That was like they literally like recreated like a small section of the game just so you could play it. So maybe the same goes with the Elden Ring Switch 2 port that I got to play there, but really based on the way that it played, it seemed like there were really no limitations with it, you know? So honestly, I think it's going to be a sleeper. I think it's going to end up being really, really like a great port. But hey, we'll just have to see what happens, and we'll just have to wait until it actually officially launches. But anyways, I think I'm going to end stream because my voice is actually fucking killing me right now. And I need to give my vocal cords a little bit of a break because I've been basically talking straight for the past like 3.5 hours, which is not very good. So anyways, I'm going to go. Hope you all have a good rest of your night, good rest of your day. And apologies if this stream does have some muted areas in it. I've been getting hit with a lot of copyright stuff recently because of all these directs. So there might be a couple points in this stream that are actually muted, but hopefully a majority of it isn't. So anyways, I'm going to go and yeah, all good. Bye.